Testing. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D, and we are live. I am hoping that we're good. I'm praying that we're good. If you guys can hear us right now, you're about to see us here in a second. Having a little technical difficulties this morning, but that's okay. I got my man Nando here with me. What's up, baby?
What is up, Steven? How's it going?
Pretty good, man. We are live right now at Dirty Sports Wear in Oakland Park. We're killing it, man. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, put it in the chat. Just want to make sure you guys are good. If you guys want to come hang out with us, we are going to be here till noon today. And we're going to have a good time today.
Fun one, man.
We got a big game coming up this weekend. We're going to have a lot of people coming through this weekend or today. I say this weekend today. Although this weekend is big. We got Dirty Sportswear till noon today. There's going to be a little, get together tonight. I think at like I'll double check. Mark Angelo's on his way here. The godfather of the Finlaws. He's going to be here.
There we go.
Cameron's on his way in. He had to drop a buddy off at the airport this morning. We got a whole bunch of people coming in.
It's gonna be a fun one, man. It's a fan week, it's got to be a nice act weekend.
It is fan club weekend. I think for me, if you've never done it, you got to do it. That's first thing and foremost. You got to do it. Before we get into all that, let me do the rundown real quick. I want to say good morning to my Finlaws and my family, my family with a PH. I am Stephen D. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love.
There we go.
Okay. Make sure you guys follow me there. You guys can also follow Miami Sports Music on all social media platforms at Miami Sports Music or at MIA Sports Music. You can also, hey, on your way in to the door, virtual door here, give us a thumbs up. Tell Nando, those thumbs ups are important, aren't they?
The thumbs up are free too, and
they don't cost nothing for you to hit the thumbs up. Nothing, not a thing. So make sure you guys hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We are less than 500 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers, man.
There we go. We are so close. We're like less than 500. Just a little push.
Just a little push. Just a little push. Less than 500 people subscribers away from 10,000. I'm super excited about it, man. It's going to be awesome. Also, hey, look, you guys want to sign up and become a member of the family. The family,
guys.
Make sure you get. I like how you do. You got the little. Are you a little Don Corleone?
No, I'm Hispanic.
Okay. But you got the wrist down.
You got the hand motions down.
You do, man. You've watched The Godfather a couple of times.
It's a classic. I had to re-put my little brother on it. It's always fun getting to show like a younger generation like
those movies. Yeah. I know, right?
He was like, "Have you seen The Godfather?" My buddy told me it was good. I was like, "Oh, you're in for a treat, pal." So he's only on Godfather 1. He has to do part 2 and 3 so far, but we're almost there.
I love it. I love it. Well, those are one of those movies that should never be remade either.
Yeah.
Ever.
I was like, there's no rush either. I was like, we'll watch it when you're ready to go, man.
I know they've talked about remaking it. They better not ever remake that one.
No, they're classics. Untouchable.
If you guys want to sign up, become a member of the family, in the link below, you guys can do that there. It definitely helps out, so make sure you guys do that. Also, hey, look, you want to help the channel grow by donating. Lots of different ways you can do that. And let me remind you all, the last 2 days, okay, we had $8 on Wednesday. We had $10 donated yesterday. Let's beat $18 today. That's all I need to do. That's it. Let's just beat those days combined. I want to blow it off the water personally. Remember what we did last Friday? Last Friday, we raised $1,700 for Hurricane Ira, right? I want to make sure I say the hurricane's name correctly. Pretty sure it's Ira. Sure. Relief victims. We helped, Gorilla Luke came on, who's going to be here this weekend. I'm excited to see him. Doll Freaky, who's also going to be here this weekend. We're going to give some money to her. In fact, I'm giving it to her this weekend. So it's going to be good stuff, man. It's going to be real good stuff.
Exciting, jam-packed weekend for an exciting game.
I know. So if you guys want to donate to the channel, 3 different ways you can do that. You can use the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $ down at the bottom of the chat. You guys can also use Cash App or PayPal, which is the QR code that is right on the screen right here. Matter of fact, right. Oh, look at the double hand. Look at the double hand right there. Right there. That QR code. You guys can use that right there. And make sure you guys do that. And then you can also use PayPal, which is MSM Podcast Network as well. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsors of the show, ZSM Sports. ZSM Sports, cards, jerseys, balls, and hard to find items. ZSM Sports, specializing in sports memorabilia, the #1 place to get sports memorabilia. Okay. Make sure you guys do that here. Hangry Owls. Shout out to Hangry Owls. Good food, good mood. You guys want to get some really good subs? Go to Pembroke Pines in Florida. Pembroke Pines in Florida. Is 16606 Sheridan Street, 305-279-5332. And then a little Vasasaur. We didn't bring any Vasasaur this morning.
If someone could bring, that'd be amazing. I would greatly appreciate it. Because
Nando would love some
there's
Vasasaur
no
this
better
morning.
beer than a Vasasaur.
A little Vasasaur. We'll have to make sure. You know what? There are some people coming.
That's a nice little blonde ale for me, please.
A little blonde ale. You know what blonde ale is? It is the official beer of Clockblockers, born and raised, a beer created for the fans by the fans. Vasasaur, it's good stuff.
It's a delicious beer, honestly. At any time of the day,
we're going to be drinking a lot of it this weekend.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can drink it at night, have a nice little refresher, not too bloated. You can drink it in the morning, and it's a nice way to start off. And it's not like a coffee or anything, but it is.
Hey, a little Vasasaur in the morning. The best part of waking up is Vasasaur in your cup.
There you go. You close your eyes. You're on the beach. And you're good to go. You
no copyright infringement.
You're at Hard Rock.
Folgers, no copyright. Hey, you guys need tickets for the game this weekend? I know a place to get them. A great place to sit.com is the best place to get your tickets to the game. Make sure you guys go in the description below. You'll see all the link there for a great place to sit.com. Make sure you give them a call. Use the code word DWA. Get 5% off on your tickets. And guess what? There's no service or ticket fees. You know, you go to those other platforms and there's, you know, you see a price, but then you got another $40 to $60 in service fees or ticket fees. A great place to sit.com. The price you see is the price you get. And if you use the code word DWA, you get 5% off that price too, which is great, right?
That's amazing. What better feeling than getting exactly what is advertised?
I know that. Well, that's the way I like it. That's the way to go. Trucker Sean with his $20 donation already blew the 18 out the water. Let's go. He said, come on, y'all. Let's help this man out. I appreciate it, Trucker Sean. Thank you for the donation. I'm excited to see you. I don't know if you're coming this morning or not, but I am excited that you're here. I know I'm going to see you this weekend. I'm pretty sure of it.
Be awesome.
Trucker Sean. So yeah, it's going to be good stuff. Also, Tail Greeter. Make sure you give a big shout out to tailgreeter.com. Why is tailgreeter.com great? Well, I mean, hey, look, you guys want to party with the #1 tailgate, East 32 Dolphins tailgate. Download the free app on your current Apple or Android device today. Or Crapple, whatever one you use, Crapple or you know,
I'm
Apple.
using a Crapple to send the link to my dad right now. So.
Okay, and make sure you get your tailgate tickets for this weekend. All you can eat, all you can drink. And the link for this weekend's tailgate is in the description below. So make sure you guys use that there as well. And then last but not least, we're at Dirty Sportswear, and a little bit about Dirty Sportswear. It's an amazing apparel company. They make everything. So you guys need anything made, softball, shirts, jerseys, work shirts, anything, hats. Dirty Sportswear is the place to get it, man. Dirty Sportswear is absolutely awesome. Rob, the owner of Dirty Sportswear, I love the guy. There's no better looking guy in the business than Rob, and I hope he hears me. The door's right over there, so I'm hoping like he hears me.
It's definitely ajar. He can definitely hear you. It's a pretty cool place, though. The artwork itself is
on the walls nice. Are so amazing. You can see right behind Nando here some of the artwork that's on the wall, and it's good stuff. We got the Tail Greeter logo blocking some of it, but it's
all around. So in front of us, behind us, pretty cool place.
Matter of fact,
ooh, smart man.
Look at that. That's awesome.
And you got the boxes, stacks on stacks. Business is a booming.
Business is a booming here at Dirty Sportswear. And the people here that work here are absolutely amazing, just like Rob. Rob's got an amazing crew here.
It's been a very friendly morning.
It has been. It has been. All right. Big show lined up today. Mark, grab the mic. Let's relax. Let's get relaxed, man. What are you looking forward to most this weekend?
Forward to most. Well, boat campers tomorrow should be pretty cool. I've never done fan club.
You've never done fan club weekend?
Despite living down here.
Really?
Yeah, I've never done it. So it should be pretty cool to interact with like more Dolphins fans, I guess, in my little Dolphins bubble. So that'd be a fun time. And hopefully getting back to a win on Sunday, most importantly.
One of the cool things about fan club weekend is you get to meet fans from all over the world, right? So I had the pleasure back in 2017 of going to London for the London game.
Wow.
For the Dolphins when they played the Saints. The game wasn't as good as we liked it to be, but is the life of a Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing experience. While I was there, I had met this guy named Wayne Collard, and I met him through Facebook and through the Dolphins Facebook, right? And he knew of me through Solo D and Miami Sports Music, and we formed a really good relationship and friendship. And I was able to help put on his very first event over there. And after that, he started his own fan club over there, Dolphins UK.
Dolphins UK.
They're amazing over there. There's I don't even know what to say how great they are.
I mean, I know UK's got the amazing passion for like football or like soccer, as it's called here in America.
Soccer,
but the footy in the UK is insane passion, great fans. So I can only imagine if you translate that same energy to Dolphins or to American football in general, football. That's awesome.
And I said Dolphins UK. It's really Fins Nation UK. That's what they're called. Fins Nation UK. I wanted to make sure I got the name right. I knew I wasn't saying it right. So Fins Nation UK is his fan club. And it's a Miami Dolphins fan club, and he started that a few years back. And Wayne and the team there, and Martin, who I'm excited to see, and Robbie's here. They're all here this weekend.
That's insane.
They're all here this weekend and next weekend, and I will be here next weekend too.
As well.
Oh, so awesome. Next Saturday, they're throwing a big beach bash on Saturday. So you got to come to that.
No, definitely will have to, man. Like that's why I started Nando Talk, was just so I could originally just tweet and talk to Dolphins fans. It's grown into this. I just want to meet more fans.
I know it's really it's everybody's like, they see two Nandos. All right. Oh, you see one Nando now. One Nando.
I'm just.
They were saying it was too many Nandos there.
No, you never have too many Nandos. I'm a Nando Junior.
I know, right? So so they're here this weekend. I know some of the guys from the Mexico fan club are here this weekend as well, I believe. We got fan clubs from the West Coast and Cali, Fins up SoCal, NorCal fan club, Jason Miller and Mark Angelo, who are going to be here this morning. I'm excited for them to come through, talk about their fan clubs, get to know more about their fan clubs a little bit in detail. I'd
love to. Like that's, I know, just like a learning experience for me. I get to learn about Dolphins. That's win.
Well, I think one of the things that I love most about doing this is you get to meet people who are outside of the Miami area who fell in love with the Dolphins, almost very similar how I did, right? I grew up as a military brat, and so I lived in North Carolina a lot growing up, and there was not a lot of Dolphins fans. Like, I went back for a funeral a few years back. A buddy of mine who I was really close with passed away, and I'm at his funeral. Lie to you not. There's probably kids I hadn't, people, I say kids, I'm talking about young adults, people I haven't seen in 15, 18 years, right? And they come up to me and they remember me when I was a little kid. Are you still a Dolphins fan? At my buddy's funeral, his mom, the guy who died, his mom comes up, gives me the biggest hug and kiss in the world. She goes, how about those Dolphins? At her son's funeral. So let me tell you how much of an impact the Dolphins have had in my life, right? So
everything.
I know. And they just seem, and so I've gotten to forge amazing friendships out of it. You're one of those amazing friendships, buddy. Okay, we'll have a moment later when the cameras are off. So, and then we got Cameron, and then obviously Solo D, right? Like, I wouldn't have known Solo without the Dolphins.
Insane.
I know. So
like a interwoven world that you just stumble upon into through fandom.
Yeah.
And it's just insanity, honestly.
It's the best part. It's
Insanity.
so like, look, the last 2 weeks have sucked for the Dolphins as far as on the field is concerned, right? Like, but for me, I was in New York this past weekend, and that was fun, right? That was a good time hanging out with my buddies and my brothers and my sister, my Finlaws, my fellow Finlaws. And so the same thing for this weekend. Like, I really do believe we're going to win on Sunday, and we'll get into the game a little bit. But I think I've already won this weekend because of all the events that are going on and all the people we get to meet and the money we get to raise for charity. It's a beautiful thing. And so we talk a lot about how toxic this fan base can be sometimes. And there's truth in that. I'm not saying that there's not. But what I will say to you is there's so much camaraderie within this fan base too, and a lot of love.
Game day.
And that's one of the parts I love doing this, man.
Oh, it's the best. Like weekends like this, like that really helps show you it's not just the game that ties us together. It's
Correct.
also just all those bonds you meet because of the game.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to just keep making those bonds, keep connecting, keep re-seeing those people. Like you're telling me you're re-meeting people you met from like the UK. That's an awesome connection that just like transcends countries.
I mean, we never would have met them.
Exactly.
So I'll tell you another quick story. So at MetLife Takeover last weekend, we're at the bar there, which is Slattery's in Midtown in New York City. And so we're in the back of the bar doing the live show, Cameron and I, and there's these two people that are sitting in front of us. And Cameron, during a break or as somebody else is talking, starts chatting with them. They were from where were they from? Ireland. They listened to the show.
Damn. How they listening?
They were listening to the show 3 or 4 weeks ago, and when I started talking about the MetLife Takeover, they bought their tickets. They came over because of this show, because they listened to it. They found out about it. They started listening. They found out about the MetLife Takeover, and then they came. How cool is that? How amazing is that? Right?
Like you almost want to say what a small world, but it's also like what a big world, and just one team just helps make it just so much more connected, and it's awesome.
It is. It's absolutely amazing. So
go Dolphins.
Go Dolphins, right? And so that's the power that this football team has, right? Like that's the power. That's the real fandom. That's the real. And I'm not talking about traveling. I'm just talking about bringing people together from different cultures, and awesome. And it was really cool. And so they were there, and then two of the people that I met from Ireland in that 2017 trip were there. And so I started talking with them, and they're now connected, and they're going to meet up and watch Dolphins games together back home.
That's amazing. It's like,
how awesome is that?
Boom. Like Finn's friend matchmaker right there.
Boom. In New York City, on the other side of the world, not from where they're from.
And then it's like, hey, now when you go back home, you're good to go.
You got another friend.
You got another friend.
You got a friend in me. All right, I'm not going to sing. Not going to do it. But yeah, that's the power, man. The power of positivity. I'm sorry, I'm getting into my WWE there.
It's an amazing time. And then like you talk about like the little clashing and the little bumping heads on like Dolphins fandom. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to like game day, it all fades away. We're all good to go. Like that's
Rob,
my favorite part. What's up, Rob?
All right, all right. Go. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm excited. That was Rob. That was the owner there. He's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him.
I don't know. I'll have to ask.
I mean, if I was, I
would know. I would put me up there too. All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. What's going on, everybody? Let me say hello to the people in the chat. I got Trucker Sean in here. I got Teapot 954. Ryan A, Dolphin JK, Todd Liberto. Good morning, Todd. Alan M, Rick Spar, Justin Vanderberg, Dade County WAP. What else I got? I got Nando Talk. I don't know who that guy is. Never heard of him a day in my life. Adam E, Ryan AP. Good morning, y'all. What's up? What is going on? Hey, I want to again thank Trucker Sean for the $20 donation this morning. Please donate to the channel, help the channel grow. We're trying to do a beautiful thing here. Oh, Kevin Lee, we got a new member. Let me where's this at? New member. Let's go. Super excited. Thank you for coming back, Kevin. I think Kevin was a member before, and now he's back. I love it. Just made my day, Kevin. Super excited about that. If you guys want to sign up, become a member, in the description below, you'll see that there. Adam S., good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. Bite the mic. I'm not biting the mic, Estefan. I would never do such a thing.
Munch.
William Hawks. Good morning, William. William, are you a Bill? Just want to know. Yo, Stephen D. Urkel, what it do? And then he calls me Stephen D. Urkel. I don't know why, but he does.
How's it going, Wayne?
Yeah, man, we got a lot of people coming in. Okay. While we're waiting for all these people to show up this morning, let's talk about the game on Sunday, Nando. We face the Minnesota Vikings. We are starting our third string quarterback in Skylar Thompson. He's either the 26th or 27th. I have yet to I counted, and I thought it was 27 quarterbacks. So 27 starting quarterbacks since Dan Marino.
Wow.
Okay.
Regardless, 26 or 27 is still ridiculous.
Right. What do you think about this Sunday, man? Because there's a lot that's going against us. But I want to state for the record, before you get into your thing, I also think there's a lot going for us, too. And I think, Skylar facing Minnesota at home in the Miami weather, there's an advantage to that. So just let me get your thoughts. What do you think about this Sunday's game?
I think Skylar is going to get prepared not only by the coaches, but by his fellow players around him, by the quarterbacks, Teddy and Tua coaching him up. Teddy with the little Vikings talk, Tua with the little positivity. Hey, win this for me. Guys like Tyreek and Waddle saying we got your back, just getting him more confident. And that's really the key. I think maintaining his confidence. You're right. We do have a lot going against us, but if we can get things going nice and early, get the run game established, get the defense fired up, I think that McDaniel can whip up a nice game plan and we can see some nice magic happen. I'm going for a win, bro.
I do too. I think so as well. Look, if you go back to the last two games, Cincinnati and New York, the Dolphins were in it in the first 3 quarters, almost 3.5 quarters, right? It wasn't until the last 9-10 minutes of each game that things kind of fell apart.
10 minutes left. It was 19-17.
So there's something to be said of that. And so, you go back, you check the game film, and you're like, okay, hey, look, this team is good. This team is good. And it's just that one player. Look what came through the door, ladies and gentlemen. You can't see what came through the door, but it's a good-looking guy. And he's not paying attention to me. He'll be here in a minute. But yeah, so, I agree. I think the same thing. I think that this team has everything it needs to do to win and to be competitive. I know we're not facing Minnesota on prime time, but I think there's ways to beat them. And you rattle Kirk Cousins enough
very easily,
and that starts with the up front, right? That starts with the guys on the defensive line. What's going on, man? Good morning.
Good morning.
The people want to say hello. Hop on. He's like, I will. I like it.
Yeah, he just got here.
He's just chilling. So Cameron will be on here in a second. Finn's Hawk Batman says, I'm passing by for a quick 10 to 15 work to say hi, and then he's got to get out of here. Awesome. Steven, you should transpose your windows. It looks like you were talking over my desktop, and Nando is looking over his shoulder like he just robbed a bank.
Hey, it's going to be a hot show, Color. Maybe I don't know about that hot, but
I was about to say, where's the money at? Let me know.
If I did, I would share it with you, Cutler, first, then Steven.
What? Color gets first dibs? Color, you should be gracious, Color. Okay?
I technically met Color in person first, so I just had to give him the props.
So let's talk about the defensive starting line for us today, because one of the things that I thought at the beginning of the year was this would be sack central.
Oh.
And it hasn't been.
Not at all.
And I don't really understand why.
We're still blitzing at the same rate.
Are we?
Yeah. We've dipped down a bit, but we're still pretty high. I think we're 13th.
Okay.
So we blitzed on 50% of the time last week. I know that against Zach Wilson. We're just not getting home, or we're getting stupid face mask penalties. We're just playing a little sloppy.
That's interesting if we're really blitzing at the same rate that we were last year. In the last 8 games. That's what I'm interested to know.
Maybe not in the last 8 games. I know last week we did 50% against Zach Wilson. We're still 13th in the NFL in blitz. I don't think that's the same as last year. But like,
and we have 2 sacks, 2.5 sacks.
Yeah, we're just not looking pretty, bro.
That's interesting.
Like, we need to get home.
Kevin Lee with the $10 donation. Thank you for the $10 donation. He said, got to stay connected with the #1 morning Dolphins show out there for sure. He said, question, Steven, do you think we can win on Sunday with Skyler? Miami can be in first place again with the win and a Jets and Bills loss. I mean, yeah, of course. That's what we're just 100%. Talking about now. Thank you for the $10 donation, Kevin. And thank you for saying on the #1 morning show. I appreciate that. You know, one of the things that let me go back to the defensive question here. Emmanuel Ogbah, Jalen Phillips, Melvin Ingram. These guys, in my opinion, should be getting 2 or 3 sacks a game each. And I know that's a big deal. That's a lot. That's a lot.
They just grabbed the face mask every time. It just looked sloppy, man. 2 plays in a row.
So is that coaching? Is that because Emmanuel Ogbah knows how to do it? Melvin Ingram, these 2 guys have been in the league forever. Jalen, I love him to death, but would you say he's a disappointment this year?
So at first it was more of like he was just dropping into coverage. I think we're asking him to blitz more or like to get after the QB more, but it's just still not happening. And it's very frustrating.
You think the secondary has something to do with Jalen Phillips not being as effective as because of what's not there in the secondary right now?
I just think the way we're calling plays, man, is just different without our corners. Like, I'm not sure who's affecting who more, but the game plan itself is just, I just don't understand what Boyer's doing sometimes.
So, with that being said, you believe that Boyer
got to step it up.
Yeah, and
like it's not like it's looking like we're not getting Byron back. I can't see.
I don't know when. There's no timetable on it. At first, which frustrating to me as well because they were like, he might be out 1 or 2 weeks, but we're going to put him on IR for the first 4 just to be safe. Well, now we're in week 6 and there's still no timetable on him coming back.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like at first it was, okay, we can cut him some slack. He's calling his defense slightly differently because he doesn't have 2 lockdown corners because that makes a total difference. But if we don't have Byron back, it's like, okay, we can't keep cutting you slack. You have to adapt. You have to get over that hump. You're only going to have Xavier Howard and Kader Kohu, Nick Needham out there. Figure out a way to make the defense work then. We need to dial up pressure. We've got the playmakers for it. Why isn't it happening? Like, I don't know if the penalties are coaching or if it's just veterans getting frustrated that they just can't get there, you know?
So from a Miami Dolphins standpoint, right, there's a lot of different things that we can do to make this team better. Is the trade deadline something that we can effectively get this team adding 1 or 2 particular players to increase, how this team looks heading down the stretch? Now, before I go there, you got to remember, Gesicki's probably one of the only ones that you could effectively trade that would make a difference in that department. And then the question is, where would he go? How much would he go for? And what could you get for him? You know?
So would you want to see someone more on offense or on defense? Because
I don't think effectively there's no offensive lineman starting quality that you could go out and get that would make a difference this year.
We could trade for depth, but I don't know. I don't see too much of that being like a game
I think you could trade for a starting caliber somebody in the secondary.
Yeah, Will Jackson III is a little disgruntled in Washington, you know?
Yeah.
William Jackson, that could be a nice little pickup in the secondary if you think Byron Jones isn't going to come back for a while.
It's so interesting because when Trill Williams went down in the preseason, I was pissed.
Yeah,
because I knew it would come back to haunt us, right? And the only reason I believe Noah played last week is because there's nobody else here. So, Noah had no business being on the field last week.
Without Trill going down, though, I don't see Kader maybe making this pop he did.
So, really?
Yeah, I don't know. He was an undrafted free agent at that time. He would have had Trill Williams and Mackenzie Alexander ahead of him, and in theory Noah. Maybe we miss him. You know, he's given more work because Trill and Mackenzie go down so fast.
Mm-hmm.
It really elevates Kader. It kind of bursts this opportunity for him, and I think he's hit the ground running with it. It's pretty awesome, you know, because there was talks of Keon Cross and more in Kansas.
I know.
There was this Cater. So it sucks we lost Trill, but we did gain something out of it, kind of.
Do you think that the Miami Dolphins will be able to shore up that secondary as the season goes along, barring health, staying healthy?
Barring health. So it's
because,
it's Byron come back.
I don't know.
I'm just not too well versed on his.
Cameron's looking at us.
What's the answer?
What's the answer, Cameron? It's health.
Yeah.
It's health. And here's the thing. I don't think you get healthy in the middle of the season. That's the other thing too. Right? Like and that's why there's some people that feel like, okay, do you sit certain people this week so that they're ready to go, like give them an extra quote unquote bye week?
No.
And I don't believe that either. I don't believe that. Yeah, they got to play. If you're healthy enough to play, you play. 100%. And I think everybody in the NFL has to deal with injuries, nicks, bumps, bruises, and it's how you deal with them and the adversity of that. And that's part of an NFL season.
1,000%. And if we do get healthy, I'm not too sure on the Byron timetable. I just know he's had like a setback or whatever. If he does come back, the health in the secondary immediately starts to look better. At least we get a lot of guys who are supposed to be dead people that are starting to get pushed back down. Like barring health would be a lot better.
No, I mean, you're right. You're 100% correct. And then the other thing is people that are here need to do better, right? Yeah. We just talked about Emmanuel Ogbah, Jalen Phillips. It's tough for me to say, Melvin Ingram needs to play better, but I still, I want to see this. I want to see more sacks, man.
Please. We talked about rattling Kirk Cousins. We talked about getting sacks every week, and it hasn't happened. This is the week it has to happen. We're going to get Justin Jefferson. I need to.
I know who covers Justin Jefferson this weekend?
It's got to be X. That's why
even a banged up X is still covering Justin Jefferson.
I'm hoping he's feeling healthier. If he sat against the Jets, the logic was he'd be nice and rested for this game. We're paying him the big bucks. If he's ready to play, I've got to ask him to cover it. I'm not paying Xavier Howard to cover Adam Thielen.
Well, so if X is covering Jefferson, who's covering Adam Thielen? Because Adam Thielen, the man gets yards.
Oh yeah,
he gets catches,
especially when team.
And you know who he reminds me of? Adam Beasley with Buffalo, and we couldn't stop Adam Beasley for years with Buffalo. We couldn't do it. Yeah. We had no answer for him with Justin Jefferson. Cole Beasley.
Yeah, Cole Beaslly. Yeah. No, it's those are the kind of guys like those. I'm not I almost said shifty. It's more like a nifty receiver, like a guy who's got his little tricks in his bag. He knows how to get open. They cause us trouble, man. And it's in the games where teams have blanketed Justin Jefferson, particularly the Lions and the Eagles. Adam Thielen's gone off, and so it's a tough task to ask. Hey, Nick Needham. Hey, Cater Coho, can you guard this savvy veteran? This is a guy who knows.
Do you think Cater's gotten? I mean, so according to PFF, he's top 10 cornerback in the NFL right now. That's wild, right? Good. That's wild. Just kick my stuff. Just move it out the way. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the man of the hour, Cameron Scott.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How y'all doing today?
How are you doing today?
Good, man. Had to take my bartender to the airport. He's AJ is who's our bartender at East 32 Dolphins Tailgate is out of town this weekend, but we have two all-star mixologists.
Desiree I like it.
D on the bar here at East 32 this weekend, Sunday. But good morning.
Good morning, man.
Good morning, Steven.
We started without you. We did good. We didn't need you.
Did. Hell no, you don't.
So all right, let's pause the game talk for a second. What are you most excited for this weekend, Cameron?
The tailgate.
Yeah, it's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
Bo Campers
tomorrow night.
Seeing our brothers and sisters from all over the country and the world. The UK Dolphin Club.
We were just talking about it. Yep. Oh, they are coming.
So I hear.
Yes. I love it.
I hear.
Let's go.
NorCal Dolphin is going to make his way up here.
Font 954 is coming up here. Batman's about to stop here for 10 or 15 minutes. He's working. He's in the truck today, but he's going to stop for 10 or 15
Tim Miller's
minutes.
on his way up here.
Got a lot of people.
It's going to be a fun time.
SoCal Dolphin. So it's going to be fun. We're at Dirty Sportswear. Google it. Or
you said on you mean Jason Miller?
Jason Miller.
Okay. I was like, Tim.
Somebody
Who's Tim? Who's Tim?
DirtySportswear.com.
Hey, Rob, we have a question. Is that you because we were asking this person, is this you, Rob?
That picture's too good looking.
My son.
Okay. Nando was like, is that Rob?
I figured it was.
It's a good looking guy. That's all I'll say.
It's definitely his son.
He didn't put my number on the front of his shirt, so
There we go.
See, there you
Inspired
go.
by you.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we were showing the artwork around. So
Yeah, we were showing the artwork on the wall. And everything.
Yeah, a local tagger did the artwork.
Gives it a nice vibe. It's a pretty cool place, guys. Definitely got to Google it. Check it out.
Dirty Sportswear, Oakland Park.
Come on down. You got Dirty Sportswear hats. We do custom hats, shirts, uniforms for softball, baseball, volleyball. all
Everything
types
you're
of stuff.
wearing is Dirty Sportswear.
Pretty much, except for the underwear. Yeah.
Didn't need to know all that. Thank you, Cameron.
But we do have all our Dirty Sportswear Dolphin themed gear for sale here today, and it will be at Bow Campers and East 32 Dolphins Tailgate on Sunday. So come on down. If you're not going to make the game, you're not going to make Bow Campers, get your gear ahead of time for the game on Sunday.
So let's. Nando says he's lived here for a very. How long have you lived here? Your whole life?
I was 2 years old.
2 years old.
I'm
He's
24,
never done
I'm
fan
22,
club
yeah.
weekend. Never done fan club weekend. I know it's for out of towners, but I tell people all the time that live local, you want to do this because it gives you a totally different experience than what you get on a
gonna be
week in,
cool.
week out basis. with
It's
fans.
it's a lot of fun to gather around fellow Dolphins. And speaking of fellow Dolphins, in walks Vaughn.
Hello, good sir. He's coming in. Yeah, I know. That's what I tell people all the time too. I was telling Nando about the people from Ireland
Mhm.
that we met. That you
Met last Saturday that we're at
Saw the
Slattery's.
show?
Yeah, saw the show. There was a couple the week before the last home game, the Bills game, right? That
Yeah.
came down from Ontario, I believe,
yeah,
and did so just because they watched your show.
it's awesome, man. That's awesome. Von 954 is in the building.
We got a comedian in the house.
Get over here, man. Say hello to the people and peeplets.
Might need me out there Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen,
go,
Von
boys.
954 is in the real Von. Let's get it going again.
No, don't do that.
Oh, well,
Joe gonna choke me out, man.
you don't want that. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. So I have a question for you. You said you were bringing food. You didn't bring any.
No. I am, but I didn't order it already. That's why
Okay.
I came because I didn't know how many people you have coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know at the moment.
I was like,
yet.
should I do 30? I don't want to overdo it. That's what I'm saying. I was gonna get like
Look,
for 30 people.
Von 954, he's doing it big over here, cuz.
Because last time it was quite a few, so I was thinking
Yeah,
like 20.
it started getting a little
something.
packed.
I think we're gonna get about 20 or 30 people here
Okay.
today.
No,
We'll
because that's
see.
why I can't. I want to call it in now for pick it up at 11. Is that good? Or do I
How
get it
far
now?
away is it?
Like 10 minutes, 5 minutes?
Just get it now.
Okay.
Just put it in for now. And
No.
just
I'm saying I'm gonna order it now, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Tell him to pick it up as soon as possible.
Ooh, I got a
Look,
big
we're getting fed today. He's getting stuff for like 20 people.
Wow. I was gonna do like pub subs. Like
Oh, you're a legend. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean,
He's trying to get enough for like everybody that's here.
I never been there. I
We're
know,
chilling here,
Fat
by the way.
Boys is
We're
on,
chilling. Fat Boys. I like that name. Hello.
What you guys
Nando.
wanna do?
Logging into class right now.
I don't know. The people
Not
in
mad
the
at me.
people in the chat are like, they're like, I'm coming over. What's up?
See, I should have said that on air.
Vaughn is doing a
Cap
feed
is-
the people
Cap
event.
can't make it.
Cap's not coming.
Yeah, he hit me up while he has a family emergency.
Oh, Cap. Okay. I hope
everything's
you're
okay.
good, Cap. I hope you're good.
Yeah.
Will he be here this weekend though?
He did not say,
Okay.
but yeah, he has some stuff going.
Okay.
on.
Cap, let us know in the chat if you're good, if you're listening, buddy. They're like, guys, be ready. I'm coming over.
Who is that?
Los Dolphinicos. I can't. Say that.
Los Dolphináticos Canal. Yeah.
AKA the Dolphins Maniacs. Dolphin Maniacs. I like it. All right, man. What are you looking forward to most this weekend, Von 954?
Everything. I mean, this is the start of it, but I'm really looking forward to Bow Campers. I had a good time last year. I met a lot of people in person there last year.
There was like eight or 9 people that watched the show that came out to that thing last year. You
Right,
who
which is
else was there?
surprising.
I
I
know.
thought it would have been more people.
Well, I mean, that was last year. Imagine what it's going to be this year.
Right, that's what I'm looking forward to see the difference.
I know. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And you're going to meet some people this morning from all over the world. We got people from the UK that are coming here this morning.
Okay.
People from the West Coast that are coming here this morning.
I remember that last year. Dolphin Fan Club Mexico was at
Yep.
both campers. That was like
yep.
that blew my mind.
I think they're going to be here too
All
this
over the
weekend. I'm
world
not
they were
sure. Some of them are.
telling me.
Yeah.
Ireland, Mexico,
Uh,
fans.
Yeah,
no,
it was-
no stay. Elise.
Is that who runs that one?
No,
Oh.
but she's going to be here.
Okay.
She's from Dolphin, or she's from NFL Mexico. She does a lot of stuff on YouTube with them.
Okay.
And yeah, so there's Mexico Girls Fan Club, something like that. I forget what it is, but it's going to be awesome. Miss Finn says it was great.
Miss Fins. Is she?
Miss Finns, are you coming up here? It was asked if you were coming up here.
Yeah, I know she just wrapped up her show.
Oh, you met Ocho Cinco, Miss Finns?
Oh yeah, come on,
You
you
gotta-
gotta come give that story on air. Come on.
It's amazing.
Miss Finns, can you come here? Let me know in the chat. We'll figure it out. But that's cool that you met Ocho Cinco.
Damn.
Ocho Cinco's the man. Yeah, come here, Miss Finns. Hang out with us for a few. We'd love to see you.
Catch a good vibe.
All right, so
Hold on.
boat campers tomorrow.
Yes.
You're excited for that.
Yes.
What do you think the tailgate's going to be like this weekend, man?
I don't know. I mean, it's no matter what, it's the Dolphins, so we're gonna be lit. But the energy. The last one at Buffalo was different. Like,
We were all like,
Yeah.
let's go.
the energy was different, but we'll still have a good time for sure.
So are you
Yeah.
worried about Skylar? Are you worried about Skylar starting in the energy in the stadium? Is that what you're worried about? Be
I'm
honest.
not. Yeah, before, like, I'm worried about like other people, like, not, like, because you know how this fan base is. A lot of people are like, when you're winning, it's great, and then when you're losing, it's like, oh, the world is crumbling. That's what I'm worried about there. I believe with the week, I know he can't be any worse than he was in his first game, because I mean it was a horrible situation he was thrown into. So I think with the week, I just trust. I don't know. I trust McDaniel and the coaching staff. Like, I think they're gonna scheme stuff for him specific, and I think we might get. I think he might surprise us. I believe they might have something up their sleeve. He's athletic. He's got some talent there. So it's going to be interesting to see what they scheme up to do with Skylar. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully the run game shows up again.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
All right, we have
that's the
a
key.
special guest in the building. What? All right, we can't jump on. Hang out with us for a few. He's on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. He's just hanging out. Ladies and gentlemen, Batman. What's up? How are you?
How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. What's going on, baby?
Good, man. Excited.
I like the headband.
I like that.
Appreciate it. If let me see if I have any more at home. I think I had a bunch. I had like 30 of them, but I gave a lot of them away like last year. But let me see if I have any more. But I'm excited. Fan week, like you guys were saying.
You were all cleaned up too, my guy. You
Not
were
yet,
ready to
not
go.
yet, tomorrow.
I know. I gotta go. I gotta get a haircut and a shave while I'm here. I don't know where to go, but I gotta go
Fan
get one.
week. You haven't been to Fan week? It was my first time last year. Yeah, it was exciting. It was fun. Even though I got there very late because of work. Hopefully, I don't get out of work too late tomorrow, but because I got to pick up MCJB at the airport at 6:30. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. If you haven't been, take the opportunity to come. It's a lot of fun. You meet a lot of cool people. Everybody's friendly. Some Dolphin alumni are gonna be there. Travis Wingfield's gonna be there. You name it. Everybody's gonna be there. We're gonna be there. All of us. Solo's gonna show up.
We'll be doing the show live from there.
Yes, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So
be good.
take the opportunity to make it.
And if you can't, you can watch online.
Of course,
You can watch on Miami Sports Music Podcast Network.
100%. But it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Great food. Great drinks. And we're gonna be out there. The
Little
whole
Vasa
outside-
Sorter. Little
Vasa
Vasa Sorter.
It's a sword.
Little
Exactly.
Vases,
I gotta stop by today after like around 10 o'clock. I gotta pass by and pick some up for
Nando's
Sunday.
like, we should have got. He's like, man, somebody should bring some Vasa Sorter.
Yeah, I have to go to I work after work, so I don't get home till 10. Then I'm gonna drive back to Wynwood, and
Well, so you were working and boy, you going crazy this week.
today's Fridays. I do two jobs. I work 2 jobs, so it's crazy.
It's the grind, baby.
A
It's
lot
the
of fun,
grind.
too. I'm excited for the weekend. You gotta work to play.
And then you're ready for Sunday, the tailgate.
Oh yeah. We'll be there.
What a trooper.
Me, Lewis, Crypto are driving together. We're gonna be there. They're meeting me up at we're getting picked up at 7:30, and we're picking up Crypto near the airport like around 8 in the morning.
Okay.
We should be there by 8:30, give or take. Yeah, Crypto's coming.
I know Crypto's done the last 3 games. He did Baltimore with me, New York with me.
And every game he comes to, there's a 40 burger by one of the teams.
Well, by logic, the Dolphins, then it was the Jets. Now it should be the Dolphins' turn again. That's all I'm saying. But Crypto, if that happens, you are not allowed to come to any other games this year because we don't want you to give another team a 40 burger.
We
By
beat
that
the 40
logic.
burger, and we beat the Ravens. So,
I know.
hopefully
That was
he's
wild.
He's on the wrong side. I did a poll yesterday. I took like 27 predictions, and for the first time in the entire season, I think I got 7 people that predicted a Dolphins loss. So I'm hoping everybody's wrong, including myself. But I'm hoping Skyler comes out to play. I don't know if did MCJB send you Skyler time? He did Skyler time last night.
Skyler time.
At midnight last night. Skyler time. Pretty good. So I'm excited for Skyler. I just hope we can protect him. You know how everybody feels about the offensive line. I'm not too excited, but
Teron Armstead's game time decision from what I've heard.
Oh, and I think somebody was talking about X. No, X is playing.
X is playing.
100%.
X is playing. Waddle's playing.
Austin Jackson is working to start at right tackle, and apparently now Eazy-E has an eye injury that I don't know.
He hasn't
about.
been dressing anyway.
Right. He was supposedly learning a new position as far as receiver, but kind of like the Deebo Samuel role. I think we were talking about it yesterday. But no, apparently he has an eye injury now.
He like poked in the eye.
I don't know.
You know, let's talk about that real quick because in the preseason, I had him 3rd on the depth chart. I thought he was that good.
Right.
And I also stated that I didn't think Cedric Wilson was going to play much of a role this year as we thought because of Eazy-E. Now, part of my prediction is correct because Cedric Wilson has not shown up in any way, shape, or form this year, but Eazy-E has not dressed at all, and I don't understand the correlation there. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
With Cedric, he got the rib injury, so he was out a couple games.
Pull the mic
so
closer.
Take that away. Take that away from him. Cedric was out a couple games with that rib injury, came back, but the emergence of River Craycraft basically it caused all of them to take a step back. And Craycraft has 2 touchdowns for the year, so you got to give him credit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Cedric Wilson, remember, he was signed before Tyreek. So I guess that we didn't expect to get Tyreek. So I could understand if the Dolphins were to try to move him, package him with a Gesicki to try to get a lineman or a linebacker. But I agree with you. After seeing Eazy-E, I think even the Dolphins were surprised. We have something special here. And he is that good. He is that as advertised. He is, and it intrigues me because Skyler's favorite target in the preseason was Eazy-E.
I know.
So he should be playing this game, not to take snaps away from Tyreek or Waddle, but he should.
Not
be
that
3.
he would, but
wide receiver.
but-
He should be wide receiver 3, and that would be exciting.
That's
They got the best chemistry together.
so they're
Yeah.
saying Eazy-E has an eye issue and he's not playing at all. He's
Well,
not
no,
gonna dress.
he's limited. He just came out on the report yesterday as limited. So I was like, because I expected him
mean?
to play. Limited means you
No, I know.
practice, but
I mean, like with your eye, though, like what is it? You're
maybe he's
limited,
wearing,
like
maybe he's wearing sports
like
goggles,
you're
I
like,
guess.
they're not letting you catch or something. Like I don't know, bro. Like, it's
I'm happy to see. Yesterday we saw Bridgewater. He's throwing the ball very lightly. He's limited as well.
Now let me ask you something, Batman, because I haven't gotten your thoughts on this yet. They announced Skyler as the starter this week. I'm okay with that. Okay. But there is some in the media, in the national media too, that say it says a lot about McDaniel that he would go ahead and start a 3rd-string rookie 7th-round quarterback over a veteran who started in this league, who's had success with even if he doesn't practice at all, right?
Right.
What are your thoughts about that? That if Teddy ends up dressing and playing, that he's going to be the backup over? Like, what does that say? What do you think that says from McDaniel about Skyler and Teddy?
I think it shows a lot of trust in this kid. And yes, something came out yesterday that was intriguing, that they said Skyler right now is he gives us the best opportunity to win. That's what they said.
Yeah.
So when they tell me that, it's not taking a shot at Teddy, because I think we all know what Teddy will give us, and he's great. But that shows the trust that they have in this kid. And I don't believe those rumors that have been circulating between Skyler and McDaniel. I think they're the most ridiculous rumors I've ever heard in my life. as far as being his godson. But yeah. But like they're like, oh, we kept Skyler, we kept 3 quarterbacks because he's if things like that were real, that would have come on the draft. That would have came out in the draft.
Yeah.
But, people are spreading these crazy stuff on.
That's
on
actually
Twitter.
hilarious.
I laughed. I'm not gonna lie when I saw it.
That's funny. I
But,
think
you know,
objectively-
Dolphins
Skyler.
fans have some crazy theories. That's all I know.
I like Skyler. I was very open-minded. Obviously, he had the best arm I saw of the 3 quarterbacks. Everybody knows how I feel about Tua, president of the Tua Foundation. But Skyler showed me a lot of promise, and I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what he has to offer. I'm very intrigued. I like Skyler, and let's give him an opportunity. I just want to keep him healthy. That's it. Just let's keep him assured. Let's not make sure he's get knocked down. He had like 15 quarterback hits last on the Jets game. I understand the Jets D is a little bit better than what we're facing for the Vikings, but I don't want to have a scenario where we have to rely on Reed Sinnett or Teddy, if Teddy can dress, to come into the game. I want Skyler to get a full opportunity to play the full game, and I'm excited for that. I'm very excited for that. But yeah,
No, I agree. I think Mike McDaniel's the guy who's not only going to put Skyler in the position to succeed, make a good game plan for him, but I think he's going to let him ride out the game. He's not going to pull him and rock his confidence. That's unless it's obviously like a blowout or something. It's doing more damage than good. But we're still in the game. If we're being competitive, let's Skyler play. Like let him do it, and let's get a win, bro. I agree.
I think Batman said something very key that was reiterated in the press, and that Skylar Thompson gives this team this week the best opportunity to win, and he's getting a full week of reps. And so even if he's getting rocked, McDaniel's gonna make the decisions to win this game, because it's really 3-3 and 4-2 is a big difference, especially who the Bills and Jets play this weekend. There's an opportunity for the Dolphins to regain first place.
Swing back there.
So you're going to see a game plan, I think, that controls the ball and putting Skyler in the best positions to make plays to help this team succeed. And I think you by keeping the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands and running the ball and controlling that clock gives this team the best opportunity to win.
I have a question for all 3 of you. How do we protect our quarterback per se, and not just our quarterback, but from these injuries? Because it seems to me that every game this year, there's just been injuries upon injuries upon injuries, people coming out. And it seems more than.
Did you watch the game last night?
I did not. I was fine.
Like Justin Fields, it seemed like every play he was on his ass.
he was
Like
4 times on the ground.
he separated his shoulder.
I heard it all. I did see Twitter. They said it was like the worst game ever.
It's just not the worst game. Thursday night games have been bad all year. But my point is that it happens in every game. And linemen are bigger and faster, meaning defensive linemen, schemes to get the quarterback, to sack the quarterback, put the pressure on the quarterback have escalated. You're seeing more teams play one-on-one man so they can send 1 or 2 more people towards the quarterback and put pressure on the quarterback. But because it's showing once you do, the quarterback more times than not makes bad decisions, throws the ball away, and you can force a turnover.
Yeah, we got to run more, and just like Cam, you said.
We got people here now. People are coming in.
If it activates, just situations like it does happen every game, but we were so close to the goal line when Teddy got hurt. We should have ran the ball.
Hey, man, pretty good.
Ooh. What's up?
Jason, how you doing?
Fernando, nice to meet you.
What's up with this? I don't know if I've ever seen you with a beard.
All my pictures for the last 5 years.
What?
Yeah.
They can come in.
Yeah. We don't bite.
I'm gonna start getting out, guys.
All right.
But to address the line, what I would do is besides trading for anybody, shuffle around. I'll put Dieter back in at center as much as that's gonna hurt. Move Connor back to left guard. Start Robert Jones at right guard and move Robert Hunt to right tackle. That's the internal fix. That's what I would do to fix the line, the current situation, because I understand we're frustrated with we have the worst left guard in the league ranked. We got the worst right tackle in the league ranked. Now we're back on track to have the worst O-line in the league according to 2 days ago. So we need to fix that, because if we want to keep Skyler up, I don't want to see Reed Sinnett out there.
So is Reed Sinnett dressing on Sunday?
We'll find out today, because today we find out if Teddy can dress. If Teddy can't dress, Reed Sinnett's dressing.
I'll be honest with you. I think we're gonna have 3 active quarterbacks on Sunday. At all. At
It's
all.
possible. Well, you guys have a good time. I'll see
Batman,
you
thank
guys
you for
tomorrow.
coming on, brother. Love you, man.
Appreciate it. See you guys tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Batman. What's up, man? Yeah. All right. By the way, Shake Money says, I don't care about the quarterback. Throw them fins up. Get over here. This one. That way we get a better shot of you. Ladies and gentlemen, from one of the greatest fan clubs in the USA, Mr. Jason Miller.
What's up, guys?
What's going on? Jason, introduce your fan club. Introduce yourself for the people that don't know that are watching.
Well, I'm Jason Miller. I run Fins Up SoCal Fan Club. There's about 5 or 6 of us that are down here for Fan Club Weekend.
Yep.
Or maybe more. I ran into at least 5 or 6 last night at Bow Campers.
Dang.
But yeah, we're excited. I haven't been here in 5 years, so
Welcome
coming back.
Are you
Yep.
excited?
Oh yeah,
I know.
ready.
You got the whole family with you here
Yeah.
today.
Yep.
What is this like bringing the whole family to, like, you know, something that you love, like the
Kayla's
Dolphins?
been here. Kayla was with me here 5 years ago, but
Okay.
Mindy and my daughter Ashley haven't been to South Florida. Have you guys been here before? Down here? Welcome.
Wow.
We have family in Tampa, so
There's a difference between Tampa, that crazy place on the other side, and then this, you know?
yeah,
So what are you looking forward to most this weekend?
everything that Mark and Scott are putting on,
Yeah.
I'm doing it all. So
I know. It's
last night we were at Bow Campers for a little bit. We had a heavy travel day.
you were like me. I came in. My flight got delayed by 45, actually almost 55 minutes,
Yeah.
almost an hour.
So did ours.
And then I didn't get into Fort Lauderdale last night till like 12:30
Yeah, you texted me late.
this morning.
Really?
Yeah, dude. And then I checked into my hotel at like 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, we
I
got
had to be
in.
here this morning.
We got in at about 6:45 and got a rental car about 9 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then so by the time I showed up to Bow Campers, I looked like I was
You were
I was a
exhausted.
wreck.
Yeah, you were a wreck.
Yeah.
Where you guys staying?
Well, last night we stayed down in Lauderdale.
Okay.
About 10 minutes from Bow Campers.
Oh, eh.
And then tonight we're staying at the group hotel.
Oh man,
Hollywood
it's,
Beach.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
All right. So talk about your fan club, the bar you guys are at, and what you guys do on a week in, week out basis at your place.
Well, I mean, we every time there's a Dolphin games on, we show up to HK's and Rancho Cucamonga. We hold 50-50 raffles, and then Dolphin memorabilia items. And every raffle we have a signed something, jersey, mini helmet, something, you know. And everything we do goes to charity.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right now, we started this year, week 1, with a toy drive, and we've already blown that out of the water from the last 8 years we've been doing it
yeah.
for just the 4 weeks. So we donate to a local foster care system, and without our toys, those kids don't have a Christmas. So that's our big thing, is the toy drive.
Is the toy drive.
That's awesome.
That's an amazing thing that
And
you
our
guys
group,
do every year, man.
is just, they're amazing with bringing toys out and stuff like that. We got a couple ladies that run it, Kat and Pat, and they you know, what we do is we do a quarterback sack challenge, right? So whenever we sack the opposing quarterback, somebody will walk around the bucket and we put a quarter in the bucket, and most people, because it says toy drive on it, will throw like 5s, 10s, 20s.
There hasn't been a lot of sacks this year, though.
There's been a few. I mean, they've already raised.
We were just talking about that
We
earlier.
need more sacks then.
They've already raised like over a couple $100, I believe.
Hey, time to raise some more. Let's sack
yeah,
our
yeah,
cousins.
yeah. So all that goes to the toy drive too. So
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, we're excited for this season.
Still, expecting a quarter and getting 5 is that's
Yeah.
amazing.
So you, how long has the fan club been going on now?
Since 2013.
Okay. I tell people all the time, and we've had conversations behind closed doors. It's so tough to put in a week in, week out based fan club,
It's very tough.
especially for a team that's on the other side of the country, right?
And then when our team is not doing very well, the clubs don't do very well. And
Yeah.
I'm not the only club, you know, that, you know, we're averaging about 60, 70 every week right now. But if we start going on a losing streak, and
That
I'm not
goes
the only
down.
club, we'll have like 20.
No, you're not. And I talk to a lot of fan clubs, you know, Ryan Keeling from Valley Fanatics, who's going to be here this weekend, who's staying with me. I'm excited to hang out with him this weekend. I talk with him a lot, and, you know, I talk with Mark a lot, and I talk with Allie at Southwest Florida. It's one of those things that can be tough on a week in, week out basis. Now, when you come here to an event like this and you get to see other fan club presidents that run their stuff, right? Do you guys talk about how you guys run your fan clubs and different things you guys do?
Well, I ran into Brian Carroll last night, Danny Johnson, and you know, I talk to those guys pretty regularly, right?
Yeah.
And I just met, forgive me, I don't remember his name, from the Triangle fan club.
Oh, my man A-Rod.
Yeah, A-Rod.
A-Rod is
A-Rod
the
came
guy.
out
A-Rod,
and
if you're listening, we love you, brother. I
Yeah,
love
so,
A-Rod.
dude, cool dude. But he came out to the fan club on a Thursday night during the Bengals
Yep.
game, and he was just checking everything out, kind of took notes on what we do, and I kind of just passed along my information. Said, if you need help, just call me. I mean, I've been doing it almost 10 years, so the hard work is done. You know, just with all the fan clubs around, you could just kind of figure things out and go from there, you know?
And now here's the other thing. In the off season, you guys have a picnic. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, okay. So my wife is a Steelers fan, and
Close.
and so they have or had a large Steeler following in Southern California, and I was going to their picnics, and I'm thinking, like, I run into Dolphin fans out here all the time, so why can't we have something like that? So I started a fan club, and then I said, hey, let's meet up at this local park, and anybody wants to show up. There's probably like 10, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still friends with all of them today. I mean, they're
The first 10.
Yeah. And so then you know, the next year 20, and then it was like 40, and then every year it doubled. So now there's a couple hundred that show up from all over the country, you know.
It's
And
a crazy picnic right there.
yeah, next year's our 10th, and we've had Solo D out, we've had Griddle Luke and Josh out, trying to get Steven Daniels out.
It's the one thing, like, it is on the bucket list as a Dolphins fan. Like, I want to do it.
We got 2
So
California games this year.
I can't come this year to California, but I want to do the picnic. The picnic is what.
Yeah, everybody comes, says they have a good time, and it just is what it is. It's a picnic. It's a day at the park. Everybody brings their own stuff. Plan on sharing. We have a cornhole tournament. We had handmade boards made last year, and two groups won that. And then we hold a big raffle.
Yeah.
You know, like probably like 10 or 15 autographed items, stuff like that. But it's just a day at the park. Honestly, we should actually just call it a day at the park instead of a picnic.
Day at the park, enjoying good times with Dolphins
How many
fans.
people came last year?
There's a couple hundred.
It's amazing. And an off-season event, and it's a beautiful thing, man.
60 miles east of Los Angeles.
I love it.
So yeah, I mean, it's cool.
And that's one of the things that we were talking about earlier, that Dolphin fans, it's more than the team. It's more than wins and losses. It's coming together. It's hanging out. It's family with a PH.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We never would have met if it wasn't for the Dolphins. And I'm, you know.
No, I would have met a lot of these people that are now like part of our family, you know, like everybody that runs like I have a treasurer. I have a guy that helps with the raffles. I got a vice president, Richard Bocamper. I got
related to the
Kim Bocamper.
Yep.
Yeah, cousins. And I have my daughter's an admin. She does our TikTok.
you got to make a TikTok later this weekend.
You know, I mean, I don't know if they're watching or not, but shout out to Grace. She helps out like tremendously with our club. And then Kat, Pat, Patricia Kirk, Lewis Mena, Tana Mena, Kayla Miller, and Richard Bocamper. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yep.
It's
And then,
amazing.
you know, we've had people come and go, you know, like most clubs do. Like
Yep.
they move away. So matter of fact, my old treasurer that actually met our first picnic, he's coming into town. So we still hang out, talk. He moved to Tennessee. So yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, man. I think there's you know, Cam and I, we talk all the time about the fans, you know, and I think the fans are the one thing that sometimes get lost in translation when rooting for this team. And that, you know, was telling Nando earlier that, you know, look, I want the Dolphins to win this weekend. There's a reason I'm a fan.
Yeah.
But to me, it's already a win this weekend, hanging out with people like you.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Wayne,
absolutely.
and, you know, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Fins up no matter what.
All day, man.
That's what I say. All my posts is like, no matter what, like we could go 0-17. I'm still a fan.
I'm still a fan all day.
Wherever. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Greg Camarillo.
Yeah,
gets
one win.
That man gets free drinks for life in Miami, as far as I'm concerned.
And one denial. That's my ball.
I'm excited. All right, man. Tell me about this Sunday, man. What do you think about this Vikings game?
It's gonna be tough.
Tough, gritty win.
Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, I mean, listen, if Skylar Thompson, he's gonna take reps with the first team. Bridgewater's gonna back him up. So I mean, he did really good in the preseason, but again, against third string players, and okay, you know, so hopefully this, you know, not just being thrown to the wolves, we're actually gonna see something. You know, in no means will I could compare him to Dan Marino like some fans would, but you know, or they were talking about it, or
Next Tom Brady.
next Tom Brady.
We were talking about how fans can like just and you know what I think it is.
Everyone
Here's what I
wants to
think
get
it is.
excited, you
I
know?
think
But
everybody
it's-
like is reaching. We just want to see the team be successful, right?
Yeah.
And we want to like the last 2 weeks, I wasn't 100% sad just because we lost. I was sad and a little disappointed because like I thought we were there at that dominant level or getting there.
Well,
And I felt like, oh my God, this is the Dolphin. Like this is just so Dolphins.
I believe that we lost to the Bengals because of the Bills game. Our defense is spent 40
tired.
minutes on the field. They're
That's an
tired.
excuse, Jason. You
No,
can't use an
they're
excuse.
injured. Waddle's injured. Hill's injured. I mean, a lot of our first team players are injured. They're hurt.
I
They're
agree.
tired. They're, you know, so hopefully we're good to go. And the Vikings are playing pretty hard. So we got to show up. We got to get loud at the stadium.
You got to get loud, baby.
Got to get loud. I'm with the fan club weekend group, and I'm hoping that group gets very loud.
I think we will,
Alone.
though.
Yeah.
Especially if we start off early, a little hot, whether it's a nice big play on offense,
Yeah.
or maybe get a good sack, rattle Kirk Cousins, get nice and loud.
Remember, though, it's not how you start a game; it's how you finish it, right? The
Hey.
Baltimore game is a prime example of that.
Hey, a 1 point win is a win, and I'll take it.
Yeah, all day.
I'll take
I
a
just
any
want
day
to
of the
win.
week, man.
I don't care how we win on Sunday. I
Yeah.
just want to win. I
Yeah.
don't care how. Don't care how in any way, shape, or
I
form.
think it's gonna be a gritty win. Like it's gonna 1 point probably. It's gonna be nice and close, but it's going to be decided by those tough moments.
Yeah.
Which team is gonna be tougher? You know?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the tailgate. You know, we're gonna walk
yeah.
around. We're gonna walk around a couple different ones. Me personally, I'm gonna be hanging out with Danny Johnson and whoever else is going on. But
East 32.
he's 32. He mentioned something about East 10 or something like that. Or
Okay.
it's on the other side.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go see Solo. I'm gonna go see Luke, Josh,
Allie.
Allie, of course, and then whoever else, Chucky. Saw
Chucky.
Marcos last night. That was awesome.
Chucky was there.
No, Chucky. Marcos was there.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Bow campers. Chucky wasn't there.
Chucky usually comes here sometimes when I do a show.
Okay.
So he might randomly just show up.
Right. So yeah, looking forward to seeing these guys. You know, I haven't seen them in 5 years. So
It's cool to
What a
see these
cool
people
reunion,
over there.
man.
yeah.
Now Nando lives down here. He's never done this before, and he lives down here.
22 years, never done it. So
Really?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
You
gonna
know
be a fun one. I'm excited to finally.
The last
experience it.
time we were here, we were at the hotel, and the housekeepers, we were wearing our Dolphin gear, right? And
Yeah.
we're 10 minutes from the stadium, and they're like, "Oh, there's Dolphin fans here," and I'm like, "That's kind of weird, man." Like,
But they don't see him at hotels because it's a home game.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
They would see other fans.
Hollywood traditionally, is a big destination for Canadians, French Canadians, and Europeans. It's kind of strange that tourist area welcomes people from Great Britain and Ontario and Quebec and stuff. So they don't see a lot of locals.
That's pretty cool. I didn't realize it would have been that tied into it, but yeah.
Yeah, I opened that hotel. So.
Nice.
He
little-
would know.
Yeah.
yeah,
He would know.
inside
There's a
man
reason
right
why
there.
y'all are that hotel.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Nice.
See, now it all
Yeah,
comes
yeah,
together.
you know.
It-
That was all Mark Angelo.
Cameron Scott is kind of a big deal. I don't know if you know this or not.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. All right, man. So you're just excited to hang out this weekend, man.
Yeah, yeah. We just came down with. I bought a shirt off him, so I actually told him we weren't gonna come. I thought let's just. My wife actually said, "Well, let's just go." And I'm like, "Okay, let's go."
Well, you're awesome. Forget him.
You're a great Steeler.
Well,
You're
I mean,
great there.
I told Mark Angelo I'll meet him at the hotel at 10. He was like, "All right, I'll be downstairs," and I'm a little late.
Well, Mark's supposed to be here.
Well, he doesn't have a car.
He was going to come with him.
He was gonna
Oh.
come with me, but we're 20 minutes.
So Mark's not coming now.
Mark and Uber.
Mark, get over here. Just come over, Mark.
No,
Uber here.
I told Mark that I wasn't going to come.
Mark, we'll get you back to the hotel sometime today.
I told him I wasn't going to come. And then we're like making a right on Ocean Boulevard to go to the hotel at Hollywood Beach. And Mindy said, just go down there. And I said, so we made a left. I called Mark.
I saw that. He was like trying to be like,
I think we got beef, North Cal, South SoCal.
That NorCal, SoCal.
No. I called Mark. He didn't answer.
I hope Mark is
Oh,
listening.
you gave him a chance. That's all that
I hope
matters.
Mark
I
is
called
listening.
him, and he can verify that when he comes down here.
If he comes down.
I did call him.
We might not see
That's
him
all that
now.
matters,
It's all
though.
your fault, Jason.
No.
Yeah, Jake, go get Mark.
Just like an hour drive.
Yeah. We're planning on we're gonna go hit Sinbad Sports. I've never been there.
Sinbad's awesome. Shout out to Sinbad.
And then we're gonna go. I want to go down to. Is it? I don't know if it's Little Havana, Little Cuba.
Little
Oh,
Havana.
yeah, we're gonna go down there. I'm gonna give me a Cuban sandwich,
Definitely go to Ball and Chain.
ball and chain.
It's on 8th.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Anything on history?
I got my buddy coming in at 2, so we got to return this rental car and then go jump in his rental car for the rest of the weekend. I didn't want to be stranded, so I got a car for just one day. It's all good though.
I got the
Look
car
at
for the whole weekend.
Yep.
I last year a couple times I did it without a rental car, and
It's not doable.
It was
We thought about
not.
just
It's just
Ubering, but I'm
not-
like,
it's
there's
not-
too much we want to do.
It was
Too
good.
spread out.
it was
you know.
not good. Cameron's like,
Who do you think his chauffeur was?
Yeah.
Uber.
Cameron's like,
Cameron Uber.
dude, just get a rent car.
Where are you staying at, Steven?
So I am staying.
In my backyard.
I am not staying in Cameron's backyard.
It's a nice
Mark
hammock.
Angelo about tents.
Where
dog
am I
poop.
staying? Give me a second. I'll tell you
There's a
exactly
cool
where I'm
little
staying.
hammock there. You got the little bug fly, the little bug trap over you.
Bug trap. It's October now. I have many bugs.
Yeah, you should be good to go.
I am staying.
Under the stars.
I'm
Don't tell him,
staying.
Steven.
I'm staying at the Sun Beach Inn. We'll see how good
Sun
that
Beach
is.
Crack Coach.
Give you up all
Is
night.
well, for the prices, it better not be.
Just put a chair by your
Crackhead's
door.
got money too, Steve.
Down here, yeah.
The Sun Beach in 309 Oklahoma Street.
Don't tell
Yeah,
him.
he's going right.
Yeah, well, I'm in room.
What room?
101,
Everyone go
101.
visit.
Grab the key at the desk and come see Steve.
Just order him room service.
So funny story. Last night we're on our way back from boat campers, and we stopped at a 7-Eleven.
Hollywood Beach. Hollywood Beach is
Hollywood
what I'm
Beach. So
saying.
you're getting down where we were.
Yeah, I'm right there where you guys are.
So we stopped at a 7-Eleven, and this guy helps us out, and he goes, "Do you want a receipt?" Right? And I go, "Nah, I trust you." And he kind of looked at me, laughing. He goes, "I wouldn't trust me."
he said,
I'm like-
"I would trust me."
I started laughing, and this guy kind
He
of
was dead serious.
He was broken down a little bit, you know. He had a
Oh.
life, you know. But I was just like, man, maybe we should get that receipt.
Yeah, let me get that receipt, man.
Well, actually,
Yeah. So
It's-
no, it's all good.
It's so funny. It's so funny here because like I stayed at Tarmac last night, and there's a side of that you probably don't want to stay in, and the other side that you do.
Okay.
Tarmac.
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 I still
Tamarack.
Tamarack.
Yeah. I was very confused. I was like,
Tarmac. You stayed on an airport runway.
I stayed at an airport
I
one
know
way.
you got
Leave
it very
me
late
alone.
yesterday. I was like,
That pilot's like, what was that speed?
So so last night I just got a hotel for last night because I'm staying with Ryan at the Sun Beach
Okay.
Inn, and
in a twin bed.
I'm not staying in it. I can't stay with you.
Stephen D can't stay on a
I
twin
was
bed.
about to say there's would not be good for anybody involved. So, anyways, I pull up to the hotel and there's 2 cop cars with their lights on in front of it. I was like,
great start.
great start.
I have a question though. Who's the big spoon, little spoon?
Duh.
Well, no.
No
I mean, have you seen
comment.
Ryan Keeling?
But somebody just wrote, "Who's the big spoon?" Somebody just wrote that. Blake
Oh, boy.
McDonald.
Oh my.
You guys, great minds think alike.
Steven's the sport.
The sport. Hey, if the shoe fits.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, I'm so excited you came this morning, man.
I'm so excited to finally meet you face to face.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah.
Have we never met face to face?
No, first time.
What?
And I'm wearing my prescription sunglasses. I'm not trying to look cool, but I just wanted to switch out. So
First time you and I have met face to
yeah,
face, right?
yeah, it is. Unless we met at a tailgate 5 years ago.
You've never come
don't remember
anywhere on
last
the East
week's
Coast
tailgate.
in the last 2 years?
I can safely say it's the first time we met. So there we go,
Wow.
Justin. It's a pleasure, man.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Well, that's how funny it is because we talk that much that I'm like, oh, we've met before.
Yeah. Never met.
Hey, you got
No.
the chemistry going. You
That's why he looked at me, came in like, who's this dude?
Well, the beard threw me off. For some reason, I think of you without the beard. I don't know why.
I've had it for.
Okay. A little goatee.
Sometimes I shave this because like my skin starts getting irritated.
You got to get the ZZ top beard, bro.
My wife won't let me.
No,
I was talking
it was
about
immediate
getting one
no.
and braiding
The
it.
Duck Dynasty beard.
Yeah, I was gonna braid it. And
That's what I want
Oh,
so
yeah.
bad. My wife hates it. Like this is long for my wife. She hates it. Oh, my
I'll
goodness.
keep it this short.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Nobody questions a man's sunglass wearing habits in Florida. Color commentary just
Yeah,
said
you're good to go over here, man.
Nice.
It's-
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even in December, there's plenty of sunglasses.
2 a.m. in the morning.
That's the best time.
That's legit.
Well, it was funny. I'm in the airport last night in BWI. I'm wearing flip flops and shorts, and they're like, "Well, where are you going to?" And I was like, "Someplace that's a lot warmer than here."
Yeah. What's the weather like up there?
It's like 40 degrees.
Ooh.
That's like the
No
coldest
bueno.
Florida winter of all time. 40
Yeah.
degrees.
And by the way, 40 degrees is fall weather there. 40, 50 degrees is fall
We
weather.
just got out of our humidity in SoCal, and we've been having mild temperatures. And we got off the plane here. I'm like, oh, here it is.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be no humidity this weekend. It's supposed to be like low 80s, high 70s, and like really low humidity.
Nice.
Omar Castro says people wear sunglasses in the nightclubs here in Miami.
I was about to say,
100%.
Who said that?
they're bright,
Omar
man.
Castro said that.
Oh,
I don't do good with bright lights, so it's definitely been something. Put them on, you're good to go.
Your hater blockers, as I call them, hater blockers.
I'm old, so mine are prescription.
I mean, I got my glasses right there. I should probably get.
You see how thick these are?
Yeah. Mine are
Also,
too.
that's the excuse right there. You know,
Yeah.
nobody can tell
I
you
have to wear
otherwise.
them.
We
I'm gonna be
can't
like,
we can't see. I know, right? We're a big blur. So all right, let me ask you. You have two daughters here.
Yeah.
Are they Dolphins fans?
Kayla's probably more diehard than I am. in her
I see the
young
shirt.
life.
So there you go.
She tells me, "Did you hear so and so got hurt? Did you hear?" I'm like,
So you get all your Dolphin news
Yeah,
from
from
her.
her.
Raising them
Yeah.
right, brother.
yeah. Ashlyn,
Dolphins fan. Just say yes. Just say
Got a hair
yes.
Dolphins or Steelers? Dolphins. Oh,
There, she
neither.
said
Ooh.
neither. Okay.
so honestly,
She did dye her hair orange.
Honestly, she does.
That's the
There we
support
go.
We need.
So
That's
you and
right
Mark
there.
Angelo this weekend are rocking out the orange. I like it.
Yeah. So, but Kayla's definitely diehard. Ashlyn's just like, she doesn't go to the watch party. She's like, I don't want to go and hear you guys scream.
It gets
That's my
loud.
brother. That's my little brother. He likes
Our club
sports,
is
but
loud.
he's also not a big like. I'll scream. He immediately just leaves my room. He's like, I'm done with the game.
What are you going to do with 60,000 people at the game this
I
weekend?
tried to invite him for the Steelers game, and he's like, "Nah, it's gonna
Wears
be prime
earplugs.
time. It's so loud." I was like, "Come on, man."
Are you
So,
guys-
He's 16. He'll go into it, you know.
So I
Hopefully.
asked my wife, I said, hey, do you want to go to the fan club weekend or do you want to go to the Steeler games the following weekend? She's like, you promised Mark Angelo.
She said both.
No. I'd have to work.
Don't you
80
guys
hours
want
a
to
week.
stay? You guys, hey, it looks like your plane can't get back to the West. You guys can't find a plane back to the West Coast. It got for 4 days,
for a
5
week,
days.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are a lot of people sticking around. All
There
I
week.
are.
know.
Yeah, there's a lot.
it-
I think
The,
we
the
have
UK guys are because they're throwing a big beach.
Well,
bash
it makes
on
sense if you're
Saturday.
coming all the way from the UK. also.
we have a couple ladies coming in from San Diego this weekend. I think they're staying all the way till for the Pittsburgh game.
Wow.
Yeah, they're diehards too. Sandy and D. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
So-
gonna, you know, It's-
Come by East 32 Dolphins tailgate.
they will. She dyed her hair aqua and orange striped. So, and she's trying to challenge Mark Angelo, but I think his colors got her. But because he's so vibrant with it.
So back
pretty cool.
back to your daughters real quick because I have an 8-year-old and 6-year-old. Was it difficult for you to like get them when they were younger to watch games?
So they both I used to take them with me. Before we even had a club, I would go to a small spot by the house, and both of them would cry all the way into the truck, all the way to the bar. They would have fun eating.
What'd you say? Say that again.
Don't say it.
Stillers.
Remember their roots.
So, yeah, there are pictures of Kayla wearing Steeler stuff. But
Burn those photos. Burn
when-
any evidence
You were
of them.
confused as a child.
so when I started the fan club,
That's
Kayla
pretty
was
good.
like, "Wait, you're president of that fan club?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm starting anyway." I had actually 2 others, Richard and Melinda, that helped me start it too.
Okay.
My wife, she gave me the permission. She helped out in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then so then she just decided to become a Dolphin fan.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
So,
All right, man. I'm gonna let you promote anything you want to promote real quick, and I'm gonna let you relax and enjoy the rest of the
fan
show.
club weekend. Make sure you guys come on here for that.
It's gonna be awesome. Jason Miller, everybody, love you, man. I appreciate you coming out.
Pleasure meeting you, man.
All right.
All righty.
Who do we got here, Cameron?
Hey, so Steven, yeah, give me 1 second. Steve, here at Dirty Sportswear, Rob Hendren and his team.
Nice to meet you.
Rob Hendren and his team, you know, the leaders in custom softball, baseball, uniform. And someone, you know, to my left here, he's an integral part of the South Florida baseball community and the baseball community itself. So I'd like to introduce you to Mo Vaughn.
Mo Vaughn, man, what is up?
What's up, guys? How are you?
What's going on, man? So, first of all, let me say my dad is a huge Red Sox fan.
Good. He's a
Huge
good man. Good man.
Red Sox fan. He's from Connecticut,
Yeah.
and I have your rookie card. I have like 3 of your rookie cards
Yeah,
at
get him
home.
down here. Leave him down here. I'll sign him.
Oh, dude, I'll bring him next weekend.
Yeah, bring him next week, and when I come back, I'll sign him. When I come back and do some stuff.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what's up, man?
Nothing, man. Everything's good. You know, life is good. I'm down here with youth baseball, VSA Academy out of Boca Raton. Just trying to teach the kids life lessons, using the game to do that. Living my best life. I'm happy. We've been retired 20+ years.
Yep.
So things are good.
So, when did you retire? What year?
I retired in 2003.
Okay, so you were in 01.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you a quick story real quick. My very first Major League Baseball game, I'm a couple of years younger than you, just a
Right.
couple, okay, was Cal Ripken Jr.'s last game.
Awesome.
All right, you were there, you were
Yeah.
playing. My dad and I got tickets for that game. September 11th happened, as you know. They moved that game to the end of the year in Camden Yards so that
Right.
Cal could play the last game at home. You were there, and David Cohn was there pitching for you guys at the time. If I'm correct, I'm pretty sure you
No,
were.
I wasn't with
you-
David Coleman. I was in Boston at
Wait.
the time.
You were in Boston, right?
Right.
David Cohn was there. He pitched that last game for Boston
Okay.
in 01.
I was gone.
You were gone.
Yeah, I was with the Mets by then. I was
Oh
with the Mets
man.
by then.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, did you ever play in Norfolk? Any rehab there?
I played AAA.
Yeah.
You know, with the Pawtucket Red Sox.
Okay.
I went through Norfolk. Virginia.
Okay. The Tides.
The Tides.
Yeah, man.
Tidewater Tides.
Yeah, man. They were Tidewater then.
Yeah.
So how'd you get down here?
Well, my daughter started playing youth tennis.
Okay.
And we knew that Boca Raton was probably, the areas where that happens. And we started her out. She doesn't even play tennis anymore. But we started her out there. And then, I got a 10-year-old son now that plays youth sports. But we got to Florida through the avenue of
youth
tennis.
sports.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great
And
place for it, honestly.
Yeah.
where did you when you moved down here? Where were you living at the time?
I had been in Coral Gables.
Okay.
Then I left, went back to Ohio, and then I came down, went back to Coral Gables, and then we started trekking up to Boca Raton. I finally ended up in Boca Raton.
Where did you? So you finished your in 03. Who were you playing with at the time in 03?
03, I was playing with the Mets.
With the Mets
at that time. Yeah,
When did you get to the Mets?
I got the Mets in 2001.
One. I just missed you then, man. Dang.
Yeah.
Man. So let's talk a little bit of baseball, man. What do you think about the Marlins this year and where they're headed as a franchise right now?
Listen, they got to commit at some time.
They do.
To develop a squad. It's not easy. It costs money. Developing a good team will bring back your fan base, but it takes a tremendous amount of commitment. They got some really good players.
They do.
On the squad, but you got to get some veterans to get around them, and if they do that, they're going to be able to compete, and that is how you do it. So, for me, they got some pieces, but you have to start committing to make the team better, and that's what's going to bring the fan base back.
I feel like they're in this crossroads right now as a franchise, right? Jeter's left,
Mhm.
Don Mattingly's left now. Where do you go? And
Right.
I'm excited to see what they do, but I feel like this is a very important decision that they're about to make.
It is an important decision and an important time. As an organization, you got to figure out which where you want to move and where you want to go and stick to it. What's hard is when you have a point that you're trying to get to,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you're changing ownership or you're changing management. You got to get some type of plan and stick to it,
Just
a 10-year
commit to it.
plan, and see where it goes from there. That's the only way it gets consistent.
How many times did you make the playoffs in your career?
I only made the playoffs a couple times.
Only a couple. That's
Only
still
a
pretty
couple
awesome.
times. Yeah, we were playing in Boston, and I was in Boston in the '90s. That was the height of the Yankees.
Yeah.
Pretty epic matchup.
Yeah,
So
and Empire. They were great teams. They dominated them in Cleveland at the time.
Yeah.
So it was tough, but it was some good balls. Won some battles, but lost the war.
Look, man. Look, my
Still a trooper, man.
mom's
That's
family's all from New York. They're all Yankee fans. So I remember that. My dad, like I said, his family's from Connecticut, so they were all Red Sox fans. So let me tell you, growing up, it was either Yankees or Red Sox in the house, and it was a war, man.
Yeah.
My dad loved you, man. You were one of the best hitters in Major League Baseball, man.
Appreciate it.
It's so kind of crazy sitting with you now. All right, let me ask you another question, man. When you have young pitching, right? You were one of the best hitters in Major League Baseball. The game's different today than it was 25 years ago.
Absolutely.
How do you win a championship now with young pitching? Because they're not pitching like I remember Pedro pitching complete games all the time, 8 innings, 9 innings. A pitcher now goes into the 5th or 6th inning, and that's about it. And I just don't understand how you can be competitive on a week in, week out basis when you have 5 or 6 starters that maybe get into the 6th or 7th inning, and then your bullpen's up in the air. I just don't understand that.
The game is pretty much in reverse now. They build the bullpens first,
Mhm.
and then the starting pitching comes in second. You got so many guys coming out of these bullpens now throwing 100 miles an hour.
I know, it's crazy.
It's like the starters are trying to get people into the 5th inning, and then you're going to the bullpen. I think the problem with that is there's so much analytics. There's so many things that they're not letting the manager do,
Mhm.
and the manager see what's going on. And this is how you get yourself in these situations. Back when I played, guys, starting pitchers wanted to go 7 innings.
All the time.
All the time. But now the thing is, well, how do guys look after the 3rd at bat? So we want to get them out of there after the 3rd, before that 3rd at bat happens, change the eyesight from a different arm angle. And this is how
Are they
these
over
bullpens-
analyzing this now?
I listen, I think there's a place for analytics. There's no doubt about it in the game and everything, and in life and whatever we're doing. But there also you have to use the manager's sight and feel of the game to make decisions. You look at back when Tampa Bay was in it and they were in the World Series.
Yep.
And Blake Snell was ripping the Dodgers
Killing
apart.
it. Yep.
And then all of a sudden it came to a pitch count and they said, "You're
You
out
got
of
to
the game."
go.
The kid should have stayed in the game.
If they would have won that game.
They would have won the game.
They would have won the game.
But you can't. It's you use analytics for a certain point, but then you got to let the manager have the feel of the game, and the eyes tell you what's happening, not the paper.
you can't lose that touch of the
You know
Exactly.
what's funny of that too is you have different types of managers, right? So like Tony La Russa, who just retired, obviously
him.
he's an old school manager, right? And then you got Buck Showalter, who I live in Baltimore, so
Right.
I'm a big Buck Showalter fan.
Right. I am too.
And I think that at the end of the day, those type of managers are leaving baseball, and now you're seeing guys like Gabe Kapler, a lot of these players that played when you were around. Now they're becoming the managers, and I feel like they're just over analyzing everything. And the funny part is they're going to start taking away like the whatchamacallit. Why am I having a brain fart? When you bring the third baseman over to the other side, what is that called? Why am I having a brain fart? I know what it's called.
What do you mean?
When you bring when you know a hitter's batting to the right side. You bring,
Well, shifts.
Why am I having a brain fart there? I know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
that's called. All right, so they're going to get rid of that next year in the game. And
I think listen, I'm a hitter, so I think it's great. You see, what happens is it's hard to hit, period, in the major leagues.
Yeah.
When you hit the balls on the screws and it's supposed to fly through the infield, and all of a sudden you're running back to the dugout to get an out.
Yeah.
It screws with the mentality of the hitter. And you know what the hitter does? He says, well, I might as well just try to swing for the fences because there's no reason to hit the ball where it's pitched because I'm going to be an out. I'm going to make an out.
Chris Davis for
Right,
the Orioles.
Exactly.
And
I think that is wrong. And I think it's bad for the game. You get guys on two guys on two sides of the second base.
Yeah.
Now the middle infielders become important again. Guys turning double plays, athletes being in the middle. I just think it's the right thing to do.
It's going to be interesting. It's a totally different game now. All right, man. I got to ask you some football questions. Are you a football fan?
Yo, I'm a Dallas fan.
A Cowboys fan? Okay.
I'm a Dallas
Cooper
fan.
Rush, baby.
And I think I like football more than I like baseball. So let's do it.
All right, man. Well, look, I mean, you live in South Florida. You got to follow this football team. What do you think of the Dolphins this year? And what do you think,
I love the Dolphins. And I think you guys are going to have a good weekend this weekend. I think that your coach is a tremendous mind and can scheme. He's going to scheme Teddy Bridgewater for guys to be open. I would hate to play those guys that are good teams. They have great coaches that know how to scheme offense. You got a great defense. I think you're going to be successful.
Man, we play the Vikings this weekend, and we had a third-string rookie quarterback starting. So I think it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. Tua's supposed to come back, hopefully, cross my fingers, next week. But you know, just being a professional athlete, a leader of a team makes that much more of a difference. And when you have a rookie in there, they don't always make the best decisions, but it's about the people that are around him helping and bringing him up. You know, as far as that, you can relate to that. You know, rookies and veterans.
I think they'll rally behind him. They know he's a rookie. They'll lean on the running game. The defense is going to force him to throw the ball.
Yeah,
and I think there's going to be 5 or 6 or 7 plays where
that's what it's going to come down to.
Coaching staff is going to put them in positions to win, and they're going to be right there.
Go get it to Tyreek.
Love it.
Exactly.
Love it, man. All right, hey, Cooper Rush, if he wins this week against Philly and Dak comes back healthy, what do you think? Do you keep Cooper Rush in, or do you bring back Dak?
Undefeated Cooper.
The issue is this: if Cooper Rush wins this game, it's a quarterback controversy.
I agree. Absolutely. I don't disagree with you, man.
The problem, it's not the problem, but they went to this scheme of running the football, play action pass, and it has worked. And it should be like that all the time. Guys that drop back and throw the ball 40, 50 times, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You can't win a Super Bowl like that.
You're not.
So now they changed this scheme. And I think what happens, if Dak comes back, they need to stick with it and then find out who's doing what better. But if he wins, he wins on Sunday night.
If he beats Philadelphia,
Rush beats Philadelphia Sunday night, we have an issue.
Sunday night, taking down the undefeated Eagles,
we have an issue.
He's only a year younger than Dak Prescott too. Like it's not like he's an older guy to be starting. He only has 5 games, but 5 undefeated games is 5 undefeated games.
What I didn't know is the guys got the second fastest release
in the NFL
the history of the game.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It's insane.
It's the second fastest release,
and he came out of nowhere. Cooper Rush came out of nowhere.
He runs the scheme better. It's looking like there might be a QB controversy.
I just think that there is, and what's going to happen is they're going to run Dak Prescott back out. See, if they were to play Prescott and he lost, then they'd be saying Cooper Rush back in.
Yeah, got it.
If Rush wins, they're going to stay with Rush. It's a bad situation.
Man,
it's a no-win situation.
It's a no-win situation. Dude, we got to get you to come out to East 32 and hang out with us at a Dolphins game, man.
Man, I'll come down there. My son loves it. You know, I'm sitting down there.
We'll take care of you.
I don't like coming out when it's like 90 degrees.
It's supposed to be like 85 degrees. It's supposed to be
like the last.
Oh, it was hot. It was hot, Mo.
Yeah,
it was hot.
But coming now, I'll come down and check them out. Listen. It's always good.
Well, next week's the Steelers game, Sunday Night Football. They ain't no heat.
Something.
Yeah, that's nice and cool.
But
we gotta make that happen.
We're in South Florida. The Dolphins winning is good for
everybody,
and that's what it's about.
Love it, man. Well, Mo, this is awesome. I'm a huge fan of you. I'm going to take a picture with you afterwards and text my dad and be like, guess who I saw this morning? But I'd love to have you on again, man. And when baseball season starts back up, I'd love to do some regular stuff with you on the channel, man.
Absolutely.
I'd love to set that up.
Rob's got my contact.
Okay.
We'll do some stuff.
Love it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Mo Vaughn.
All right. Thanks for having me. Guys.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, bro.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, you got to.
Hold on, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Here, you host for a second.
I got you, man. You enjoy, man. That's a pretty awesome experience.
Okay, thanks.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, we got Steven taking a picture right now. What's up, Mr. Cameron? Ooh. There you go, boss.
Steve's doing his fanboy thing.
How's it going, man?
Good, brother, man.
That was
How are
pretty
you?
cool, though.
Yeah. It's you never know who you see here at Dirty Sports, where we do a lot of
Right,
good
look at
things,
that,
and there's a
Dirty
lot of
Sports,
people they pass through here. And during the pandemic, you know, I know that you guys see that this is actually a training facility and was used by a lot of Major League Baseball players just to get their work in, because during the pandemic they were locked out and couldn't do any team sponsored training, and so a lot of players come in here. We have NFL combine players that come in here and use this facility and just do agility work, and so you never know who you run across.
Dude, it's a pretty good vibe. Like, I definitely could see myself like focusing here, just committed to working, especially during the pandemic. It'd be a
Right.
nice time to get prepped for the combine, get
Exactly,
your mind
man.
right and your body right.
Yeah, we had a lot of pitchers come in here and use the mound. We have a
Yeah,
mound set
you
up.
got the workout machines here. You got the mound. You
Yeah,
got like the,
yeah.
the little cage. It's
Got a
perfect.
screen, for a cage. So, we do the thing here.
That's what I'm saying. That's got a good energy for it. There
That's
we
right.
go.
So we got other people coming in. Steven's going to introduce someone from across the ocean, a fan club leader from Germany. And so he'll be here in a minute. But how's the show going so far?
It's going pretty good, man. It's a lot going smoother than the last Sunday. Now that we've got this bad boy,
Smoother than expected.
yeah, we don't have to send you all the way back to Plantation to go pick up your other road, your other little
The
caster
console.
thing. Yeah,
Right on, man. So getting to the game. So I heard you guys talking about, the defense and the limitations or the lack of sack totals that we've seen. And, and it's, in my opinion, it's a cause of, the injuries in the backfield, the defensive secondary, especially Byron Jones. We saw the same thing last year. And, it doesn't allow Jones and Holland to be as free as possible, because they have to play too high a lot of times to cover up some of the, Nick Needham and Cater Kehu and some of the other players. And they can't blitz as much. So, I think when we get healthy, especially Xavier and Byron, maybe you'll see a little bit more of the defense freed up to blitz and more of the exotic packages that Boyer put on, teams last year. But I also say it's a product of who we've played. The quarterbacks, mobile quarterbacks like Jackson and Josh Allen,
very hard to bring down.
and Wilson as well. He's a mobile quarterback, and I think this weekend you have a little bit more of a traditional pocket passer in Kirk Cousins that you might be able to apply a little bit more pressure to him. So I'm looking forward to seeing that this weekend.
Oh, I agree. Like, it's Kirk Cousins, especially if you start to get pressure to him early. He's a pocket passer. It's not like he has anywhere to go. He'll start to hang on, question himself a little more, and one sack will lead to hopefully more and just pick up some steam.
And he also has shown the tendency to make some bad decisions when he's under pressure.
Once you get in his head.
Yeah, and he flies that ball all over the place. So hopefully, some of our defensive secondary can key on that and be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they can take advantage of that.
On the offensive side of the ball, I really am interested in seeing what a week's worth of preparation McDaniel has in store for Skylar Thompson. And, it really, I questioned McDaniel last week after the Jets game, because we were running the ball really effectively. I think Mostert had 114 yards by halftime. We were controlling the clock, controlling the line of scrimmage, and then we kind of got away from that in the late third quarter, fourth quarter, when the ball game got away from us, because Skylar was asked to throw on second down in 2 consecutive possessions that led to turnovers. And I just didn't understand why we would go away from the run. I don't care if we run the ball like 40 times, because we're controlling the line of scrimmage, we're controlling the clock, and we're depending less on a rookie seventh round quarterback to make decisions and lead this team. So
Yeah,
I'm interested in seeing that.
Yeah, if it's working, I don't see why to go away from it. It was a little frustrating to see that last week. I think even if we're down, we got to stick with the run.
Yeah.
Keep the ball out of Skylar Thompson's hands, like giving that confidence that he knows, hey, it's not all on me. It's not all on my shoulders. I've got my runners over here who are going to take that pressure off. The Chiefs were down 17-0, and they were still running the ball.
Absolutely.
And it got them back in the game. No need to stick away from that game plan.
What's the craziest stat for me with that game? Travis Kelce had 4 touchdowns, averaged 3.3 yards per catch.
Red zone monster.
I think he had less than 50 yards total yards receiving.
I know he
4
had
touchdowns.
Wow.
And what's that tell you? You know,
just gotta
the offensive scheme, you know, put him in places to succeed.
Yeah.
You
Use
know,
a big
and
body in the red zone. And that's when he can take advantage of it, do it.
And I say that because I don't think we've seen what this offense can, Mike Gesicki can do in this offense yet in that regard. I think he's too good a receiver, too good of an athlete not to have production on the same level or similar level as Travis Kelce.
He needs more targets. I think he's getting like 2 targets right now a game or something. He's averaging around there. Getting a catch or 2 is, I want to see more. Is there like a room for him? Though you think that they're going to
I
start
think there's
evolving?
definitely room for him, especially with, you know, maybe Tyreek injured a little bit or hobbling a little bit. I think, you know, you have to go to him. You know, he's an offensive threat that it's not being utilized. But we're in the same vein. We're talking about running the ball more, so maybe not.
Yeah, no. As I'm saying, it's tough. It almost feels like we've got so many playmakers. At some point, something's got to give out. But we just talked about Travis Kelce. It was only used to catch the touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Even if we're running, feeding Tyreek, Waddle, I'd love to see. Hey, we're
in the red
yards.
zone.
Yeah.
In the red zone.
Let's throw it up to Gesicki, like we saw in that Baltimore game. Like more plays like that, where just, hey, just go play ball, man. Throw it up and activate like Travis Kelce does and get those touchdowns.
I agree. You know, he's too good of an athlete not to utilize. So anyway, I expect, you know, a tough game this weekend. You know, I think it's a matter of who's on the field and healthy for the Dolphins. Will play a lot in the final outcome of this game. Because Xavier's able to play at, you know, even, you know, 80%, you know, I think that's better than any of the other options that's available in our secondary. You know, Needham's done a decent job as the other boundary quarterback, but Cater Kahu, you know, is questionable also for this game. So, you know, we're now relying on an undrafted free agent, and because its production's been so good back there, but that's the state of the injuries for the Dolphins right now.
It's tough, man. If Xavier Howard doesn't play, it's going to be a long afternoon. Like I've liked what we've seen from Cater Go, but to ask him to cover Justin Jefferson, it's a bit of a tall ask. I agree. 80% of X, that's better than 0% of X.
Better than 0.
Like I'm hoping that was the logic of sitting him for the Jets. I don't have my glasses on.
Steven. Get your hand out of the bucket and get over here. I'll get
In a second, yeah.
time and place for everything, Vaughn. So Vaughn bought some Publix chicken. God bless him. Thank you.
What a legend.
And Mr. Daniels is over here, like helping himself the buffet when he's got a show to run. Get over here, man.
But no, it's hopefully we'll see him, man. Like if we sat him for the Jets game, I was hoping it's so he's healthy for this game. They were saying like, hey, I'd rather, if I have to choose between an 80% of X for the Jets or 80% of Jets for the Vikings, I'm going to do it against the Vikings because there's Justin Jefferson there.
80% of X versus anybody is who you want on the field.
Honestly, yeah.
You know, so it'll be interesting to see the final injury report today and see who suits up. Because there's many positions. You know, you talked about Jackson at right tackle. You talked about you know, moving Hunt over if Jackson can't go, but Jackson's been practicing. So we'll see even if that's an upgrade.
Yeah, no, if Tehran's also a game time decision, like if Austin Jackson comes back and Tehran Armstead sits, do we put Austin Jackson at right tackle or left tackle?
Because you know, Hunt's been playing right tackle and he's been playing well, you know, decent enough. But what Armstead and Jackson on the field at the same time does is allow you know, Eichenberg and Hunt to slide back inside,
which is beautiful.
Which is where, you know, this offensive line scheme is designed to handle or to run with. And so it'll be interesting to see who's on the field.
So Tehran opted not to have surgery on this toe, whatever the case is.
Yeah,
Which toe is it?
It's his big toe.
Oh, damn it.
Which is, you know, for him, he couldn't even lift his foot into his shoe last week. And that's why he didn't play. But he's a pro, and I expect him to manage that injury through the week and be available on game days. It's about, you know, constant management. Thankfully, he's a veteran, and he doesn't need reps all throughout the week to perform at a high level on Sunday.
What do you think? All right, let me rephrase my question. If he ends up leaving the game on Sunday, do you think he should then have surgery and just take this, you know, do whatever he's got to do to get better?
You know, it's for me. We don't know, but in my opinion, you know, we need to see Teron Armstead out there for as many games as possible. So whether the decision, it all depends on what type of surgery it is and what his recovery time from a surgery would be.
So I heard it was 4 to 6 weeks, depending on.
I don't think this team can afford to have, you know, miss Teron Armstead for 4 to 6
That's
weeks.
too much.
Yeah.
And so you ask him to play through that injury, and I say yes. You just
But
manage it.
but he's not been on the field playing. That's been the problem. So if he's
He
not
wasn't on
there,
the field last week.
okay, all right.
That's so tough. It's tough to say it's just a toe, but it's your big toe. It does impact him. Like,
Just think about chopping off your big toe
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
seeing how mobile you would be.
no, that's what I'm saying. I was gonna say chop off the toe. And that's why I was like, wait, let me clarify which toe it is. It's the big toe. It's like not choppable. Tough one.
Not choppable. If it was a third piggy, you chop that thing all day
in a
long.
heartbeat. We go Toronto.
All
We're paying you enough
day.
money, man.
All day, man. All right, man. It is Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers live from Dirty Sportswear in Oakland Park.
Where did the Germany guys go? They leave.
They left.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
But they're gonna be there at Margaritaville tonight, and then they will be at Boat Campers
Gosh, it's
tomorrow.
good.
So it'll be good stuff. I don't know if it sounds like Mark Angelo's not coming now, I guess. And I don't know if the UK guys are coming. Do you have any update on that, Cameron?
They decided to go to South. They decided to go to South Florida, to Miami. Meaning,
So that means that's a no. They
more
didn't.
than likely to know. Yes.
Okay. That's all right. We'll see them this
We'll see
weekend.
them
Anyway.
at Boat Campers.
We'll see them at Boat Campers tomorrow. It'll be good. All right, man. Well, let's talk a little bit about the wide receivers for tomorrow. So Jalen Waddle, who was a little banged up, he is now looks like he's going to be he's been practicing. It looks like he's going to play. You know, what are your thoughts about the wide receivers? I'll start with Nando. I'll start with you first for tomorrow's game
If they're healthy,
or Sunday's game.
if they're healthy, I need them ready to rock. Like I need them whispering in Skyler's ear, like, "Hey, man, like we've got the confidence in you. Let us beat us, whether it's short, whether it's like intermediate, whether it's deep, whatever you can do, we're gonna help you do it, and we're just gonna take off." I was a little sad to hear Eric has a comment on that little eye injury.
Yeah.
Because I would have loved to have him as like a little security blanket, as a nice, maybe a wide receiver 3 role in correct situations. So Skyler knows in the back of his head, okay, the guy I've got the best chemistry with is on the field sometimes. But if not, like Scott, like a week of preparation with Skylar Thompson, working first team reps with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle is going to do wonders for him. And I think they're going to do well. They're still going to put up numbers.
Who do you think's the #3 wide receiver right now?
I was going to say Eric was comment just for this week, but without him, Trent Sherfield's seen a dip in targets. I want to say it's still him, but it looks like River Craycraft is starting to get more.
#3.
Yeah.
I mean, there are, so I don't know their snap counts, but just by the eyeball test, it looks like Sherfield and Craycraft are getting pretty much the same amount of snaps. You know, I think you have to look at it from the scope of who's at quarterback, right?
Yes.
And who's familiar with these guys and who's
That's
been
what I'm saying, it's a
passing to
little
them.
in the air right now.
So, you know, let's say Skyler is in position to have to pass this weekend. You know, who's his first read? Who's his second read? You know, and I would probably say it would. That's why Craycraft and Sherfield are on the field more, because they have more familiarity in practices together.
Well, you know, I tell you, last week being at the Jets game, I saw Jalen Waddle wide open so many times, and it was so frustrating to see him as wide open as he was. And Skyler wasn't going through his reads.
Well, so you got to also understand that Teddy got 99.9% of the preparation snaps leading up to that game.
Correct.
And so, you know, to ask Skyler to make the same reads and put the same play designs in as Bridgewater had prepared for all week is unfair. It's an unfair expectation of Skyler. That all changes this week because Skyler was named very early on as the starting quarterback, and so he got all the first team reps this week. And with you know, Teddy limited and Tua limited, that even went up more. You know, he probably got 99.9% Skyler did of the first team snaps, and so that allows the team to probably instill a couple more design plays with the other players that we mentioned, Waddle and Hill, in mind. versus Sherfield and Craycraft. So it'll be interesting to see, the expectations of what we saw from Skyler in the preseason, that he was a fast learner. He was able to pick up these schemes and play designs very quickly. And so I would assume my expectation is that, his play tree is a little bit more advanced this week.
Mhm.
So that'll be exciting to see how that plays out.
Nando, you agree?
Oh, 1,000%. If he's getting 99.9% of the snaps, the first team snaps, and Mike McDaniel's gearing the plays more towards him and his strengths, this is the week where we can finally we can actually assess Skylar Thompson. It was fun seeing him in the preseason. It was a little rough seeing him last week, but this is the week where we can finally
give a
real
true
clarity
grade on him.
Like he's a true number one quarterback this
Yes,
week,
exactly.
and he's a pro. And
True number one quarterback getting first team reps, going against an actual NFL defense that knows that he's a starting quarterback that's game planning for him. This is the time where we see Skylar. If he rises to the occasion, it's amazing, and I'm rooting for that. Or if we're gonna need to just run the crap out of the ball.
All right. Miami Sports Music's number one Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here live from Dirty Sports. We're in Oakland Park this morning. We got about 45 minutes left on the show. So what I want to do right now is get you guys to ask questions. If you want to put it in the chat right now, do ask panel, hashtag ask panel, and we will answer your questions. We'll answer anything you guys want to talk about. So get in the chat right now, do ask panel, hashtag ask panel, and we'll ask whatever you guys want to get answered here on the show. I'm excited for this weekend, man. Just seeing all these people come in slowly is so much fun. And seeing by the way, Mo Vaughn was cool, dude. That made my
your
day.
That was cool stuff.
I need you to understand, so I love baseball and I can see anybody. I don't care if it's the Reds and the Pirates, I don't care. But Mo Vaughn was one of my favorite players as a kid. And
Sick,
it's so cool to see him.
I felt you beaming at one point.
I was like, holy crap, this is Mo
Mo's leg
Vaughn.
was here, and I didn't want to drape over him, and I was like, oh.
And it's cool of him to be willing to come up here and
No, that was
talk.
awesome.
Yeah.
He gave his
And he's
points.
a big football fan too.
Big
Yeah.
football fan, big Dolphins fan. He's, like I mentioned, he's an integral part of the South Florida baseball youth baseball community. He runs workshops up here year round. He runs a little league. His sons play ball.
That's awesome.
He's and he's just a genuine good dude.
Yeah, he was giving some good energy. It was pretty cool to sit down and give some takes on baseball and football. Oh, connect his pro career to it.
Kings 1999 asked the first question. He goes, "Ask panel, do you know where I can get a Dan Marino jersey or Dolphins shirt from for an affordable price?"
Yeah, so I would recommend going to Sinbad Sports down in North Miami.
Sinbad.
Shout out to Sinbad. Also, Canes Wear in Davie, Florida. If you're not down in Miami, if you're in Central Broward, Canes Wear off University and 595, just south of 595, is a great spot.
He got Dolphin stuff there too.
Absolutely.
I did not know that.
Color commentary asked Cameron 954, "Do you ever do up eggs and bacon at the tailgate? Do you ever do eggs?"
We used to do breakfast when we first got there, but we just got so busy that we just had to cut that out because we're so busy preparing, the lunch, the tailgate food. But we used to crack eggs and bacon and toast out there first thing in the morning for all the early tailgaters.
That's awesome.
We might do some here in a future game. Color, if you come, just let me know. I'll crack you an egg or two.
You get special service, Color.
6 little eggs and just
Special
the color
service.
special.
G says, "Stephen D, how much ground would a groundhog hog if a groundhog indeed hogged ground?"
Plenty of ground.
Mama's cooking with no hog.
Walt Dog 1234 says, "Chase will be cut after the season." Hashtag ask panel, Chase Edmonds.
So he's not on the injury report. He had one carry last week.
The doghouse.
So, and there's been, and it's a testament to the Dolphins as far as, not leaking any reasons why. So it must be in-house. But it's a very interesting development, I think, in this season. We saw Gaskin on the field before Evans last week.
Gaskins need to take that RB2 role. I think it's like the little doghouse. Like it's like, oh, you had a couple drops, you've been missing a couple plays. We're gonna teach you a lesson, quote
I mean, does that
unquote.
get you in the doghouse, or is it missed assignments? Is it missed blocks? Is it
That
missed?
too, you know,
Is it missed routes? Is it missed plays? You know, I think that's more, maybe what's gotten them into the doghouse. But I'm hypothesizing.
missing
I
plays
just
in
don't know.
general.
It could be, internal team related. We just don't know. But it's a mystery because Chase Edmonds, when on the field, has the potential to be a game changer, as does Mostert.
Too much ping pong.
So did you see the report this morning?
Yes. So
Tyreek's
like, bro, we just got a new ping pong
we
table.
bent the first one, and McDaniel went all in and like, oh, that's team leadership. They wanted to focus on the team, and Tyreek's like, no, we just bent the first one.
That's so funny. Oh, somebody. If we lose, somebody's going to try to break that out to be that. There's no team chemistry. The coach and the players. They don't see eye to eye.
No, he's like, we're professional
I
athletes.
guarantee you
He's
somebody
like,
will
he's like,
be
we
saying
should
that.
ask Mo Vaughn, but he's like, we're professional athletes. He's like, if you think a ping pong table is going to distract us from like
No.
doing our jobs,
No.
like you think we're professional athletes who
I
come
mean,
in
we
here
are
like,
Dolphins
"Oh,
fans, so
ping pong.
that
I'm not
says
gonna
something.
practice today." Like, no, like they're putting out their work. They know they're getting paid for it. It is like quote unquote distraction, but at the end of the day, like if they can't handle a ping pong table, like they can't handle Miami. Honestly, like
Right.
there's so many more distractions than a ping pong table over here.
Jeff Fernandez says, who's running backup for Skylar this week? So
Me.
Nando Talk is going to be playing backup this weekend for the Miami Dolphins.
Skylar?
I'll make
To
Skylar
Skylar.
look like Dan Marino, guys. It'll be
So,
perfect.
in all seriousness, if Teddy Bridgewater passes concussion protocol, he will be. If not, it'll be Reed Sinnett.
Who I believe Steve Daniels loved last year.
I did. I was
the year before. Even calling for him to start.
I did. I
Ba-
was
based
not
on some
doing
preseason
that.
games.
No.
Yeah.
Who was my guy last year? Vine 954.
We kept the receipts.
Kirk Merritt. I loved me some Kirk Merritt, baby. He
Yeah,
is-
but Von, tell me,
No.
homeboy to my left here didn't want Reed Sinnett.
I did not want Reed
That's
Sinnett to
QB1.
start. What are you talking about? Stop trying to play that narrative out there.
Okay,
No,
I'm running
sir.
back. I'm gonna dig deep in the archives.
You think
Bobby-
QBs?
Yeah, I think we go 3 QBs.
Yeah, I can see that.
100%. Bob Young asked panel, flying to Austria tonight. Know of any Austrian Dolphins fan clubs in Vienna? I may try to start one on the flight over.
Bob, you're a legend, man.
Start one.
Start one, Bob. Make that happen. Definitely. By the way, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. If you guys want to donate to the channel, help the channel grow, please. Franzi says, ask panel, Stephen D, who has the cooler beard, you or Dirk? Dirk's beard was pretty good. He just left. But he had the cooler beard. I meant to get him on. I went to go grab something to eat, and by the time I came back, he was gone.
Yeah, I didn't know they were from Germany. I would have loved to meet them. Dang.
You'll meet him this weekend. It'll be good.
You get him on the show at Bo Campers.
We'll get him on the show at Bo Campers. You'll be hanging out with me at Bo Campers tomorrow, right?
That's right.
It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, you're doing the show tomorrow.
We're
too.
doing the show tomorrow too, man. You're with me all weekend, bro.
Hello.
Nando Talk and Stephen D doing it big. Let's
What's
go.
up, boss?
All right, let's see here. We got ask panel. Fields last night after hits hypocritical. I don't know what he means.
Say
by
that
it.
again.
It says Fields last night after hits hypocritical.
After hits.
I'm assuming he's asking.
Like the push-up play. I guess he's talking about like when Justin Fields just hit like consecutively. He's lying on the ground.
Dude, that guy got
And
almost
then
murdered last night.
He's like dying, and then he just like does one push-off and like shrugs off the medical staff, and he doesn't get attended to after that because he does a push-up. I guess. Like, it's.
Well, he didn't really
So do you-
display
do you-
the same type of.
But neither did Teddy Bridgewater. We saw him get up
My thing is,
afterwards.
I don't think it's more of a head thing, but if you're like, it's player safety. If you see a player's
Teddy Bridgewater got up last week. We saw him, and then bam, he gave the thumbs up and was good to go.
Injury or a chest injury, and you keep seeing him getting hit in the rib or the chest, I would at least check him
It was
out and
the
be
first
like,
play of
"Are
the
you
game."
okay?"
Oh, Fields should have been checked, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At least check his.
Yeah, but he didn't get hit in the head.
No, not in the head. I'm
But
saying
neither did Teddy.
chest and the rib. The commentator just kept saying, "Oh, it looks like he keeps trying to tough that out." That's fine. But why don't they just check him at least? If we're so into player safety and whatnot,
It's hypocritical.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I understand. No player gets checked for rib. It's toughness.
All right, let's see here. Hashtag Ask Panel Blake McDonald asked, should the Dolphins go ahead and pursue Sean Payton for next year?
Hell no. I don't want that flip-flopper down there. Maybe pursue him for Stephen Daniels' side job.
Hey, he's welcome on flip-floppers. Number one Miami fan. No, man, you let me like here's
Why?
So
we got Coach McDaniel. Like
we
why?
got McDaniel. Let me state this: if they miss the playoffs, I still see there a scenario where McDaniel doesn't make it. But right now,
You are high.
right now, all signs are pointing and indicating he's here next year.
Yeah, if McDaniel goes 0 in the rest of the season, then you question him.
But yeah, I'm not questioning it. And Sean Payton would not be my first pick, by the way, even if that was the
He can
case.
stay home.
Can we please not go down this road?
Snip in the butt.
This is game 6. Like, please, McDaniel has done nothing but change the course of this team culturally, plays on the field. Injuries are a big part of the game, and we're suffering through this period of injuries right now, and that's the reality of things. How many teams are expected to win games with their third string quarterback, their 7th round draft pick? Like 0.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So our expectations for Skylar Thompson come out there and win, and so you really got to look at ourselves as a fan base and temper our expectations. In my mind,
I agree.
Yeah, like you look at other fan bases. We're the only ones who were expecting a 7th rounder to magically come in and win
be
games.
this
It's on
great
us.
thing.
I mean, we have the luxury of having a proven backup quarterback in Teddy Two Gloves as, our number 2 quarterback. He could be starting for a handful of teams, probably both that played last night, and delivered better results. So
For the Panthers,
I think Greer, our GM, has done a good job in building a successful roster, better than what we've had in years past. But the reality is that we're starting our 3rd string quarterback, and outside of Bill Belichick, I can't see a scenario where our expectation should be that we win.
Ask Panel, if the Dolphins have a chance to draft any of the Miami Hurricanes players going in this draft, who would it be? I don't know anybody. Honestly, I'm going to just be honest with you. I've not kept up a lot with the Hurricanes lately after that big loss that they had.
Which one?
I'm an FIU Golden Panther, so no Canes knowledge over here. It's a little blank.
There's nobody off the top of my head that I think.
I will say that I think Van Dyke does have an NFL career ahead of him.
Really?
I do. He's got the skills to be on an NFL roster. He's no worse than Skylar. No, I mean seriously. Like
I don't think that was a slight. I know
It's
you
not a
guys are
slight.
laughing. Yeah, I feel
like he could be a legitimate backup in
I
the
see
league
it.
and a spot starter. I think as he progresses, you got to remember, it's his 2nd year starting. He was a freshman last year. Was he a freshman or sophomore last year? So I know there's others on this team on the defensive side of the ball, and there's wide receivers that always on this Canes roster that have NFL talent, at least 3, 4, and 5-star caliber players that were recruited out of high school that have the ability to move into the NFL sphere. Like if you look at current NFL rosters, there's a lot of Canes out there.
there is,
And they didn't necessarily star in Coral Gables, during their tenure with the Hurricanes. It's because they do recruit talent. And so to answer your question, yes, I think there's probably a handful of players on the current Hurricanes roster that you'll find on NFL rosters
in the next
few
couple of years. Yeah, 100%. Arthur Dalger asked, hashtag Ask Panel. Excuse me. John Gruden trade as a head coach got 2 first and second rounds. If Peyton unretires, what do you think the Saints, who still owes on his contract, would want for him?
Yeah, at least that, probably 3 first rounders.
Think they
Too
get
much.
that?
Not from us, hopefully.
I think, listen, not from us, it won't happen, but I think for a franchise that's desperate enough to make a change, I think that could be possible.
It'll be interesting to see. I also see a scenario that if he comes back, he could still come back to the Saints. I can see a world where that happens. I don't know if they're in love. Who's the head coach there right now?
I don't even know.
You
No
know?
clue.
Exactly. So, I could totally see a world where that happens. You'd have to see what that's an interesting scenario. I don't think you get 3 first rounders for a head coach. I don't think that would ever come.
That's
but I
wild.
could see 2.
You can get so much done for 3 first rounders. To do that on a coach is wild.
Wild.
Like that's
Super Bowl winning coach.
I don't know.
if it's still like you'd have to believe that he completely changes around your culture.
I have a question for you guys. You're both NFL fans, correct?
Yes.
Can you all explain to
A
me
little.
why the Vegas Raiders are not winning football games and they're
'Cause you're
1
a
and 4?
fan.
I am not a fan. I don't have an answer for why they're 1 and 4.
I question why they went away from their head coach. That was the interim head coach who took over for Gruden last year.
Mhm.
I can't remember his name.
Siki, I think.
No. It was
So
I know who you're talking about.
Got you.
the team rallied around that coach and played hard for him, winning, I think, 7 of his last 10 games to get them into the playoffs. And how do you
Rich Bisaccia?
Yeah,
Yes.
Pasacchio.
How do
Where's
you-
he now?
and he was a long-time Raiders coach. Had been in that system and in the locker room and had the trust and confidence of the players. I think, you brought in, McDaniels, who doesn't have a good history of winning as a head coach, who comes from the Belichick tree of coaching, which honestly doesn't have the best track record. We saw for ourselves last year in Flores, and it takes time for a system like that to develop, and you're trying to instill a different culture right away from what last year's coach for the Raiders had, and you're seeing the result now. I think that's, to answer your question, that's it.
1,000%. It says here he's a special teams coordinator for the Packers now.
Yeah.
So maybe they just thought he wasn't qualified or whatever to be like a head coach. But if it was working, it's working. If your players are rallying for him, if they're playing hard for him, you got to keep that. I don't see why you switch that up, especially when it's McDaniels, a guy who's like almost like talking about a guy who seemed to have rallied the players and inspired them to play above their level. Or is just a Patriots coach who we've seen when they move over, something doesn't click in the locker room. It seems to be a disconnect, and they're playing poorly now.
That guy just comes off as a douchebag.
Yeah, no, it's like Tom Brady's best friend. What are you expecting?
Exactly. Douchebag, automatic.
All right. Walt Dog 1234 says Ross is one of the best owners. A renovated stadium for world-class events, training facility, charity work. All 32 teams are trying to get a QB, head coach, GM, and Super Bowl. Team is on the right track. Hashtag ask panel.
Nando, you answer this. I'm gonna go grab a water. Do you want one?
I'll take one. Thank you.
I have one. Thank you.
Because we talked about this extensively in the offseason, and I feel very strongly about my opinion, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know about the best owner. He just got screwed us over having a first round pick for Tampa.
I know. Yeah.
So,
And,
he's
and
better
by
than
the way,
Marlins owner.
it's not, and it's not that he, whether you're mad at him or not, he got caught for it, right? Like he didn't go about it the right way,
Jerry never get caught, man.
Jerry,
Jerry Jones a lead, bro.
I'll say this about Ross, okay? I am somebody who I have not been a big Stephen Ross fan. I have campaigned for him to get fired. Here's what I'll say. He has done some things very, very well. He has given us an amazing stadium. That stadium is best stadium in the NFL, man. It's amazing. There's some things I'd like to see a little different as far as like, I don't like the 1972 club where it's at. I think that you should have diehard fans behind the home team bench there. And I'd like to see it louder like it was back in the Orange Bowl days. But those are little things, right? He gave us a world-class facility. He's opened up his checkbook. He has tried to bring us winning franchises, whether he's cheated or he's not. He's done his best. He's tried his best. Now, with that being said, his best has not resulted into anything that has made this franchise win a playoff game or come close to being contenders. And every decision that he makes, it seems like, turns out to backfire against him. And since he has been the owner of this franchise, there's been mostly negativity, off the field scandals. Just, it's not been good. So I mean, you know, fool me once, shame on you. You fool me twice, I can't be fooled again. You know, and we keep getting fooled as Dolphin fans, as him as the owner, and so I don't think he's the solution to our problems. But I will say this: he has opened up his checkbook, and he's stayed away from interfering with on-field business for the most part. Okay,
He's better than Dan Snyder.
he's
That's all I've got.
well,
for him.
he's not somebody like
It's a high bar.
who was
That's all I've
the
got.
who was the Raiders owner?
Davis.
Al Davis.
Jr.
Better haircut than
Warren Sapp has said on multiple interviews that Al Davis would call down from the owner's box to make calls on the field. So
crazy.
Stephen Ross isn't doing that, right?
That haircut.
You know, he's not Jerry Jones that's talking to the trainer. How long is Dak going to be out for? What is he? You know, are you sure it's 2 weeks? Are you?
No, there's the talk. Jerry Jones wanted to draft Johnny Manziel.
You know?
and his son had to say, "Please, Dad, draft Zach Martin. Please, Dad. This is a much smarter."
So
player."
They made a mistake.
that's kind of where I'm at with that. So Cam, let's get your point. What do you feel about Stephen Ross?
Because I look at the ownership, Mr. Ross's ownership tenure, and not just what he's done on the field or influence on the field of the Dolphins, but how he's influenced the community. He, out of his own money, so number one, he's one of the most powerful real estate moguls in the world. So,
Yep.
you know, he owns the Related Group. If you don't know, just Google it. It's impactful. They own a quarter of Manhattan. They own all of Brickell. They own most of South Beach and other real estate holdings throughout the world.
Talk in front of the mic.
But he's put that money into the team, the community, and the stadium to build a destination. And so the Dolphins, you have to understand, are just one part of that equation of the destination, the entertainment destination that is, you know, Dolphin Stadium or Hard Rock Stadium. They've brought F1 racing, which equates to millions of dollars of revenue for the South Florida community. They've brought, I mean, it's amazing what they've done and brought the tennis championships from Key Biscayne to Hard Rock Stadium. And now it's a world-class tennis destination, rivaled to only of that of Flushing Meadows in New York. It's an amazing tennis venue, and it brings millions of dollars of revenue to South Florida. So the impact to me is much greater than what he's done for the Dolphins. So you asked me, you asked the question, or the question was asked, you know, how is Mr. Ross viewed as an owner of the Dolphins? And I think I agree with your point. His efforts are with the right intentions, but as somebody who doesn't really understand or know the football game, as some of the other owners do, and he's not a full-time football owner, he's tried hard, but maybe done so making bad decisions, you know, hence, you know, the whole Brady scandal, you know, the whole Flores thing. And there was instances before that, but you can't fault him for putting money into the team because he's done that.
And the city.
You know, he authorized Tyreek Hill to come here for this season. He signed McDaniel. You know, he took a chance on a coach that didn't have any head coaching, you know, experience, but he understood what a dynamic young mind this coach McDaniel represents, and maybe took a chance on the new wave of coaching that you see some of these other teams taking. So I applaud him for those decisions. And all of it gets washed away if we make the playoffs. All of it gets washed away if we get to the Super Bowl, which this team now has the potential to do. And you couldn't have said that the past few years.
So are you on board with Ross staying as the owner?
110%.
Okay. What happens when he passes away?
So the succession plan, you know, has been changed, and now it goes to his daughter, who is
It's not Bradley Beal anymore.
She's a Detroit resident. Her and her husband own a law firm. She owns a consulting business in Detroit. So, you know, you go back into, you know, the absentee owner thing, and so this team, I think, is in very good guidance under Tom Garfinkel and the board of directors that are headed by Tom Garfinkel. And as long as they keep building on the path they're on, I have no problem with it.
Right.
What is
don't
it?
shake
What-
too much up?
Yeah, I mean, we're in the right direction, right?
What is a step back for you? What does that look like? A step back
For the team,
Yeah, in general, not necessarily
on the field. A step back would be if something more detrimental happens to our QB1, meaning Tua, and we're back to trying to find a franchise quarterback.
Okay.
Because Tua represents the future in my mind. He exhibited traits to be QB1 and the ability to take this franchise
To the next level.
Meaning playoffs and perhaps a Super Bowl. He has the ability to do that.
Yeah.
And Bridgewater doesn't, Skylar Thompson doesn't. So we're back. This team's back to, this is a quarterback driven league. And if you don't have a QB1, you're done.
You're done. You're done.
Dunzo.
I mean, look at the two teams that played last night. Carson Wentz, no, the jury's still out of Fields, but it's looking like, no, they've got shit built around, Fields. He could be a QB1. The QB is essential to the success of your team.
Yeah, 100%. All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Looks like the internet. All right, we're back. We're back. We are back. All right, we didn't lose everybody. We're back, y'all. We're back. Let me bring this
You're
in.
back, Steven.
Share screen. Can't share extra camera. There we go. We're back. Let's go. Von 954 has entered the building now.
Hello.
Hello. Von bought us chicken from Publix.
No. Okay, yeah. You gotta say Publix chicken.
Yeah,
Gotta say
Publix
Publix
chicken.
chicken.
A Florida
And
delicacy.
Hawaiian
Publix
rolls.
Yardbird.
And a whole Hawaiian rolls.
Watch the whole chat pull up now.
Y'all need to, yeah, right? Y'all need to clean up for yourselves over there.
Oh yeah, we will. We will. We need to clean up after ourselves. Us messy people. All right, Von, you're going to close out the show with us. We got about 15 minutes left.
Can we do like a poll? I want to see.
Yeah, what do you want to?
I want to know who's coming to boat campers tomorrow.
Who's coming to? I don't know if you do a poll for that,
Or
but
ask.
who is coming to boat campers tomorrow? Von 954 would like to know. Why is it not Von 954? By the way, what's 954?
That's Broward area code.
Okay,
Cam
I probably should know that. I probably should know that. Let's see here. You in New York again, Kryptonian? I know, right? The internet there in New York was horrible this weekend.
And Artful Dodger in the chats. I'm just reading some of the chats here. You are absolutely correct. Bradley Beal was the one who pushed for TB12, Tom Brady. And he's the one who brokered the meeting between the two. It was his yacht.
It was his yacht. Yep.
And so you were spot on target there with that.
And he's not going to be taking over, right?
He's not. He lost. So when
that
everything
succession
came
plan
out,
trying
the
to-
succession plan went to his daughter, which, if I am correct, the NFL doesn't need to approve a family member inheriting the team. So that's where it'll go. I'm interested. One of the things that I thought was interesting that you said is that she lives in Detroit, and we already have an absentee owner, quote unquote. And so I don't know how much I like another absentee owner. I'm interested to know what her plans would be in owning this team. Would she sell it? Would she own it? Would she move down here? Is she going to have an integral part in, the day-to-day stuff? Or, and I guess, you know what? Here's the real question. Forget all that. What does a good owner look like? What is a good, can you name a good owner in sports right now?
Yeah, I mean,
Give me a
right
couple.
down here in South Florida, Mickey Harrison is.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
and with the Heat,
He's a blueprint for a good owner. And I'll tell you, the current ownership for the Florida Panthers, the ones that bought the team, I believe 5 or 6 years ago, they've done nothing but make positive change to that franchise.
And football, is there anybody that you could think of off the top of your head?
Robert Kraft.
Robert
That's
Kraft.
indisputable.
He's not
He's
wrong.
got the Super Bowls.
He found a guru in Belichick. He put him in place, said, do whatever you want to do. As long as you're making the right decisions, I'll back you. And for 25 years, he's been making the right decisions for the most part.
I'll tell you, the McCaskey family in Chicago, they've owned that, it's been, I think, second generation. Virginia McCaskey, I believe, just passed away.
Mhm.
She's been, that family's run that franchise for 5 decades or more. I mean, that says something. They've had a positive influence on that community.
Artful Dodger ask panel, why do fans refuse to admit that a new quarterback has to on the table? A new quarterback has to be on the table in the offseason. This kid cannot stay on the field. Excuses be damned. You can't pay him to keep missing games.
Listen, he's not wrong. Like, your best ability is availability. And so I will say this, like, concussions are a part of the game. And if Tua's concussion is going to have long-term effects, we just don't know that yet. But his hip is fine. He worked hard to get back from that hip injury.
He's got stronger from that.
Yes.
Anyone could get a concussion, though.
Anybody can get a
if we're talking
concussion.
about
So,
that, I don't know.
I
He
think
is
it's
injury-prone.
it's a bit of an asterisk because of the type of injury he's suffering right now. It's not like he's got a broken bone or a bad knee or a bad shoulder, something that would be long-term hindrance.
That's what I said. I told people that, Cameron. I'm like, you have to put an asterisk next to this injury, because I just don't think you can count it towards. Now, if it's something that keeps coming back up, then yes, you can add it to the long laundry list of stuff that's been happened to him over the last 4 or 5 years, college included, right?
So like in the chat, they say you do not give Tua a 5th year. So let's say hypothetically Tua comes back next week against the Steelers, and all things are pointing towards that. And this team goes on a prolific run, a winning streak.
Mhm.
How can you not give him a 5th year?
I agree. I don't
If he
disagree.
finishes this year on the
if he
field and we
finishes
make the playoffs, he guarantees himself a 5th year
I'm gonna do
and
you,
an extension.
I'm gonna do you
Has
one
to.
better. I don't think there's any 5th year. I think he either says you give me an extension and a brand new contract. That's what he's gonna ask for, and he should.
110% he should, because he's proven the ability to lead the team. And we're saying hypothetically, if he finishes the season on the field, he's missed 2 games now or 1 game. He's missed 1 game, right?
He's missed.
Jets game. That's it.
I mean, yeah.
And this will be his 2nd game missed.
Yeah.
Okay. And if he plays against the Steelers next week, and we're all hoping he does, and he finishes the season healthy on the field, you have to give him an extension.
Yep, 100%.
Especially if they go to the playoffs
and win a playoff game. How amazing would that be? How amazing would that
Don't
be?
threaten me with a good time.
Don't threaten me with a good time. And part of that question.
Imagine those tailgates.
Part of that question was, how can fans excuse? I think we need to realize as fans, there's 2 different ways. It's not even 2. There's many different ways. There's many different lenses to look at things from. Nando and I talk about it a lot. We talk about how fans we have the keyboard warriors. You got people. I think people want to see everything through their own lenses. And so I understand why people are just like, like Artful Dodger says, so we're just doing the Tannehill thing all over again.
But what's
Got
the
it.
alternative?
I don't think it's the Tannehill
So
thing
they
all
got
over
rid
again.
of Tannehill, and they were last minute signed Cutler to come in here. Are you
For
kidding
10
me?
mil, by the way.
Are you kidding me?
What is that with 10 million now that I think about it? We signed Cutler to 10 mil. We signed Teddy to 10 mil. They just have that $10 million contract just a standby for somebody.
But realistically speaking, like guys, like you identified QB1, tank for Tua. We tanked for him because we identified him as a QB1. Whether it was a right or wrong decision, still be determined. But like I said, if he finishes the season on the field and this team goes to the playoffs, he's your QB1 for the future.
Yep.
Period.
No doubt. If he doesn't, then you address it at that time. But my hope and prayer is that's not the case, because if it is, it'd be frustrating.
Listen, Baker, comparing Tua to Baker Mayfield is just wrong, because Baker
Doug says Tua at no position is to be
Baker.
given to
Baker is not in the
bad
same.
owners.
Baker is not in
You
the
guys
same
not know who
class
Baker
as
is.
Tua. And I don't care what kind of like propped up Heisman.
So Artful Dodger says, so pay Tua $200 million to keep missing games, so we really aren't trying to build a winner then. Let me just say, I get fans. I understand that, Vaughn. I understand fans' frustration.
Yeah.
But you got to look at it from a realistic point of view.
Tannehill PTSD is all it is.
That's exactly what it is. It's
annoying 'cause
Tannehill
that's what it is.
PTSD.
Yeah.
That's a thing, right?
Thing. 7 years.
I still have my Tannehill jersey on my wall to remind me. But
Look-
you can get over it, like I'm not saying we're gonna
It's not the
automatically pay him $200 million.
Well,
Just a couple weeks ago.
Well,
I wasn't
Nando,
hearing
let me
about
ask you. So, Nando, you do a show like me. Do you find it interesting how often the fan base fights about little things like this? Or do you get it? Do you get it as a
I
Dolphin
get it
fan?
because it's like little, but it's also like it is quarterback. Like it's not like we're arguing over like a safety or like a linebacker.
I don't see us arguing about Noah like
Well, I'm saying
this.
because it's the most important position in
yeah.
sports. Like it is something like it's little, but it's also like a massive deal. Like figuring out a quarterback. Like we were talking about earlier, we had 26, 27 starting quarterbacks. It's annoying.
That's insane.
I want our QB1 to stay healthy. I want him to be the long term.
In 22 years, we've had 26 or 27.
And you're right, and
starting
Artful
quarterbacks.
Dodger's right, and I
That's the
said it
pain.
before. It's the single most position. It's a quarterback-driven league, and everything revolves around the quarterback. So it's absolutely
But my
important.
thing is, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
Where are we going? Are we going back to the draft? Like where?
I don't want a
where are you
rookie
going?
quarterback.
Right.
You're
who
absolutely
are you gonna
right.
get? That's the question.
So it's inarguable that Tua has elite traits that could lead this team to a Super Bowl, to
Mhm.
the playoffs. How do you replace that?
So I'm going to answer that in a roundabout way. So last night on the plane, I watched Draft Day is available on Southwest, right?
Are you kidding me?
I love Draft Day. Love Draft Day. So the head coach's character is sitting down with Jennifer Gardner's character, and he's like, rookie quarterbacks are stupid. They're incompetent. You have to teach them, check downs, revert, play call, all this stuff, right? Like you got to start from scratch with a rookie quarterback, right? And so I think there's truth in that, right? And I kind of look at Tua as the character, as the Brian Drew character in Draft Day. He's the strongest he's ever been. He's lived, I think if you have a quarterback that can do it, which we know that he can, that the availability is the thing, not can he do it. I don't think that's the question anymore. I think we know he can. You have to do everything you can to get him out on the field, man.
So numbers are everything, right? Like
I agree.
at the end of the day, it's about wins and losses.
Yep.
Tua is 16-9 as a starter.
Come on, Cam. That's the defense, man.
Oh.
That's all the defense.
The
man.
defense ain't throwing to Tyreek.
No, that's what people are gonna say.
I know that's what people do say though. So what do you say when somebody says that to you though?
And they're like their team is 3-7 without him or something stupid like that.
Now they're seeing him. His health was the only question.
There you
Right.
go. Take it as the
He
season.
makes the difference. The whole difference.
what did
in
he
our
say?
offense.
3-0 with Tua, 0-2 without him this year. That's pretty.
What do you
simple.
want?
Like it's
His health is the only issue. So I will.
So
agree with
God
that.
forbid we lose on Sunday.
It is. It's like
Right?
I get the. what
Let's
people
just
say.
play devil's advocate here. God forbid we lose on Sunday. I don't think we are. I think we're going to win. We lose on Sunday, though. And then Tua comes back in the Pittsburgh game and we dominate Pittsburgh. Is that Pittsburgh's a crappy team and of course we'd win?
They're gonna keep saying that.
Or is it this is what this team can be and we should have dominated that game?
Listen, it's the NFL, right? And there are some crappy teams. Pittsburgh may be one of those crappy teams, but they're still NFL players, and you have to beat the opposition across from you, no matter who it is. And Tua will do that when he's on the field, right?
Mhm.
If the Steelers or if it's he beat Buffalo and he beat the Ravens, both playoff bound teams.
Yep.
So you can't tell me that it's just because of who's across the field.
Exactly.
Nando?
It is Mike Tomlin. It's an amazingly coached team. Like I get it, they've looked shoddy, but it's gonna be prime time. Like I know Mike Tomlin's tired of losing. Like they're gonna come ready to play. Like I want us to understand that they're getting paid. It's still the NFL. Like when we beat teams, it's not, oh, they were a crap team. Like, no, we beat an NFL team full of NFL players, some of the best athletes in the world. We beat Pittsburgh, even if they're banged up, even if they're playing a rookie QB, quarterback flux, whatever it is. A win is a win. Like I'll take that in prime time anytime. Like that's
A win
beautiful.
is a win.
Even if we win 3-2 this Sunday against the Vikings, like a win is a win. Like 2-0, whatever it is.
100%.
Let's take it.
100%.
Winning cures everything, fellas. Like,
Always.
and we're not talking about this if we're winning games. And
Exactly. That's the whole thing.
4-2, 3-3, massive difference. Winning heals all, bro.
exactly.
So we win on Sunday with Skylar,
Oh man, party in the city.
right?
It would be considered a steal
because you're gonna know
because that team is 4-1.
Mhm.
Though I think it's a weak 4-1. Their defense is ranked just incrementally better than the Dolphins' defense.
I'm gonna say this right now.
They have a healthy offense. They have Kirk Cousins and probably the best wide receivers, the top 3 team of wide receivers
Justin
in the league.
Jefferson, yep.
And
Adam
Thielen and a great running attack.
I'll say this, and again, this is a crazy thing. You know, I'm sure you guys will laugh. That's fine. I think that the Raiders are better at 1-4 than the
Just shut up.
Vikings. Than the Vikings are at 4-1.
That was a little tough.
I'm just saying. I think they're the better team.
I could say that maybe the Raiders are one of the best 1-4.
They're the best 1-4 team ever in the history of 1-4 teams.
Ever.
In the history of 1-4 teams, they're the
You mean
best
on
1-4
paper?
team.
Is that what you
No,
mean?
I'm
You have
saying in
Waller, you have Jones, you have
Y'all know how I feel about
Judy,
Vegas Raiders.
and McDaniels can't get them the ball. They suck.
Whatever. I don't know how they're 1-4. I still don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
They
Because
better
they
win this
suck.
weekend.
Because McDaniels sucks.
All right. Any before we wrap up here, is there any games besides the Dolphins game that you're looking forward to watching this weekend, or ones that stand? That Cowboys Eagles game, I think, is going to be a good game. I'm interested to see if Cooper Rush hands the Eagles that L. What happens with Dak? Does Dak stay on the bench?
You heard Mo Vaughn, baby. We ride with Cooper Rush forever.
He's right. Fumble. Fumble.
Good recovery. Way to get on it.
He's right. Mo's right. You can't go away from what's got you where you are. And if they're winning that division, they beat the Eagles, who, people say is the best team in the NFL. How do you take Cooper Rush out?
I mean,
I ride the hot
You
hand.
can't.
You can't. Chef Juice says, good afternoon. Check your pulse. I was dealing with some stuff. Y'all praying for me, please. All right, Chef Shoe, hit me up after the show, man. Make sure
good,
want to make
Chef
sure you're
Shoe.
good, Chef Shoe. All right, let me know you're good.
Bro, that's 2 people
All
today.
right, man. We're gonna do final thoughts of the day, and we're gonna start down the line here, and we're gonna start with Nando. Final thought of the day, whatever you want to promote. Take your time, man. Stretch it out.
Final thought of the day. This was awesome. Doing a live show, like
I love doing live shows.
It's always fun. It was fun the first time. This was like Vaughn and I were just talking. It wasn't as hectic as the last one, but it was definitely some
better
fun,
show.
some better show. Yeah, better football talk.
Mhm.
Where just a good vibe, with Cameron, Vaughn here, Steven. Thank you for just inviting me again, bro.
Anytime,
It's
man.
always a fun time.
You're part of the family. You know that.
Appreciate that, man. It's gonna be a fun week. Family. with a little family right there.
Little teaser, maybe Nando might be doing some more stuff with us
Dude, we're
in
gonna be
the
doing
future.
a lot more work, dude. A lot more content. It's gonna be a lot more fun.
We're gonna
guys.
announce some stuff next week with him and maybe one or two other people in the business.
Dude.
Once I get everything squared away, we're gonna be having more evening shows with some certain people. The network's growing, y'all. We're growing. Nando's
Even
going to become a
season,
part of
baby.
it. Yeah.
Even
To the
season,
moon.
To the
bro.
moon. I'm excited about it.
Moon to everything, bro. The most important part is we have a great fan weekend, bro. We've got a great time. Great people coming. All Dolphins fans all around the world. I'm excited. Bow Cameras is gonna be fun. But the Vikings game, man, like I'm excited for it. Like I really want to see a win. Like we got some great East 32 tailgates going on to get you started off right. But once you're in the stadium, once you're at home, whatever you're doing, just cheer for the Dolphins, man. Cheer for a good win. Whoever's at QB, whoever we're throwing to. I'm hoping for a win. Gritty as it may be. Let's do it, man. Keep talking, bro. I'm here for the positive vibes. We're so close to 10,000 subscribers. Help out the channel, man. We're less than 500 away.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. And if you want to go check out Nando Talk, bro, I just cracked 420 subscribers, so that'd be pretty cool too.
So
man.
you're 500 away from 1,000. Let's go, baby.
We're both close to the
big milestones.
We both need big milestones. 500, that'd help both of us, So if we can find the same 500, cool beans.
I'm with it. I'm with it, my guy.
I'm all for it, guys. Keep spending that positivity, and just thanks to everyone for tuning in, guys. Great time, man.
Cameron, final thought of the day, my friend.
Man, great show, Steven. Great to have chop it up with y'all in the chat and in person live here. Shout out to Von to my left here for getting us the Publix Yardbird.
Yeah, we're about to go eat.
Good stuff.
And then I'm gonna break down some stuff.
Man, I'm excited. It's fan club weekend. It's bigger and better every year.
It is.
Shout out to Scott Howell, Atlanta Dolphin Club. Shout out to NorCal Dolphin. Mark Angelo. East 32 Dolphins Tailgate is your host tailgate for fan club weekend. We're going to be riding hard on the grill today with our Sunday with Sonny's cheesesteaks from Hollywood. So if you guys are in town from out of town and you want to get a little preview of what we're going to be throwing down on the grill, check out Sonny's cheesesteaks on this weekend. They're located in Hollywood. So many of you are staying at the Hollywood Beach Marriott. It's right down the road from y'all, 10 minutes away from the Hollywood Beach Marriott. It's cash only. Go in there and have a cheesesteak and see what you're going to get on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. Bow Campers tomorrow night, Solo D, and 4 o'clock to 6:30 or something like that. Solo D and myself will have all the Miami sportswear, sports music gear, and East 32 gear available, some of it which I'm wearing today. It's going to be exciting. Looking forward to seeing you Sunday. Let me throw the mic here to Robert. He's the owner.
Yeah, introduce
He's
Robert.
the owner of Dirty Sportswear real quick. And Robert is also, the stepson of the owners of Sonny's Cheesesteaks, and he and I will be on the grill Sunday, providing all the good food.
How's it going?
What's going on, man? I just wanted to say thank you for letting us crash here again, as we do when I come in here on Fridays. I love your spot. It's one of the best spots in South Florida, especially to get all your apparel needs. And I just wanted you to promote your stuff, man. I wanted you to tell the world about Dirty Sportswear.
Well, we do lots of baseball, football, soccer uniforms all over the country. Swag for these guys, hats.
You can ship anywhere.
I can ship anywhere in the country. We have an office in Seattle. We have an office in Jersey. We have reps all over the country, Ohio, Carolinas, Virginia.
Can you ship outside of the country?
Yeah, we ship to Canada, and that's really, that's the farthest we've gone is Canada. And
So one of our listeners up here owns a football or plays on a football team in Germany.
Okay.
A semi-pro.
Okay.
And so Franzi, and so he just finished the championship game. They won the championship game over there. And so I was telling him about you guys. So I
Yeah.
didn't know if you guys did anything.
Yeah, for sure. Ask him if you want some championship shirts.
There we go, Franzi.
There you
Look
go.
at that. Look at that. I'm making connections here.
Yeah.
Tell them where to find you, dirtysportswear.com.
Yep, dirtysportswear.com, or if you wanted to email me, it'd be the easiest, would be robert@dirtysportswear.com, and that would be the easiest way to get anything that you need is just a personal email.
Thank you so much for allowing us to be here, man. I
No
love you,
problem.
brother. You're the man.
Appreciate it. Hold on.
All right. And then we will go to Von954 for final thought of the day. man who brought the chicken.
Chicken Man. No, I'm just saying.
Chicken Man.
Man,
Don't
I
let
gotta
that
de-
get started.
I gotta delete that. It's gonna ruin my comedy career before it starts.
The chicken man.
Look at this cool. Chicken Man. But anyway, thank you, Steven. I came out last year for the out of towners weekend, out of town fans weekend, and at Bo Campers, and I met a lot of people there. I met Pam, I met Andrevius there.
Yep.
Chef Jew. You know, the few of us that were out there.
We met for the first time last year at Bo Campers.
Yes. So a lot of people that I've like, you see me here with now, like I met in person there. So that's kind of where it started for me with Miami sports music. So thank you, Steven, man. Shout out to you for coming down. You guys gotta show some appreciation to Steven. He puts a lot of work and time into this. You know, it costs him money to travel to these games, you know, bring all his equipment, you know, and he's there, boots on ground. So that's my guy. I love it. And also, I just want to say for everyone that's down in the dumps, you know, it's looking rough because of the injuries and stuff. Like, I still have hope. I just want to share this because I was at the Ravens game, and I'm not gonna lie, like by halftime, like I'm there with my buddy from Dallas who's a Ravens fan, my cousin who lives in Maryland, and his 2 kids, and they're just like, man, you guys are getting y'all butts whooped. And I'm just like, I was pissed, and I was just quiet, and I was like, man, it's over. This is embarrassing. I spent all this money, come up here, get a hotel ticket, and this is what they're doing.
You saw the greatest.
And then I
come
saw
from
it
behind
slowly,
win.
and I came out of that hole, and I said, I will never doubt this team again. That doesn't mean like, oh yeah, just because they had one amazing comeback. I never seen anything like that, like on TV, but to see it in person and to see how that stadium, ask Steve and anyone that was there, the silence of that stadium, it was creepy.
It was.
I was scared. I didn't celebrate because I was like, they're too quiet. Like they're not talking, they're not mad. They were stunned. So that's what this team is capable of. We just got to get back healthy, guys. Hang in there, man. I think we'll get back healthy and we're gonna make a run this year.
Wise words, wise words.
Fins up.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It's been an amazing show today. I want to give a big shout out to the people who came through. Jason Miller, Fins Up SoCal, Dirk from the Germany fan club was here. Who else?
TPP.
Danny from TPP walked on through. He was here. Oh man. My man Von 954, you've been one of the loyal listeners of the show since the very beginning. Thank you for supporting and
Also,
getting
you
chicken.
guys check
Chicken
me out
Man.
on YouTube, Vaughn Green,
Dude,
Twitter, Vaughn
Hey,
Green
my man-
954.
and this guy's starting to get on the stage locally here, man. Go support him, man.
yeah. I'm usually at
when's
the-
your next event?
Next one's probably, I have a couple in November on the 21st. I have one Thanksgiving night, but I'll be posting it on social media because they're still working out the flyers and everything.
Well, let's promote you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. But guys, just follow me on social media because I post all my stuff on there. Instagram, Twitter, Vaughn Green 954, and I'm on YouTube as well and TikTok. So just Vaughn Green, you search me on any of those apps or those social media platforms, and you'll find me, man.
Look, I love doing the show each and every day, and I want to give a special thanks. Those people are important, but a few special thanks too. #1, this gentleman to the right of me, Cameron. Cameron, we have a very great relationship, and I think part of that is just the understanding of how to work with each other and making each other grow, and mostly him to me. And I would not be where I'm at today without Cameron.
I whip
So
his ass every day.
You do, and I love Cameron. I do, man. I love you, and I don't think I'd be here. I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't know about Dirty Sportswear or anything. So you're one of the biggest reasons that this show is become what it's become.
My invoice is in the mail.
And Nando, you know, you've been helping out a lot lately, man, and I really appreciate it. And I look forward to working with you more in the future as we get going. I hope that this, blows up and we take over the world, and
It will.
You know,
do it.
There's no hope, Steven.
and
It
then
will.
and then the listeners, the people that are watching right now, thank you so much for supporting. The donations. Kevin Lee with a $2 donation. I appreciate that. Awesome show, guys. Let's go 4 and 2 coming. Any donation helps, man. It's absolutely amazing. And we got a big lineup this weekend. So real quick, let me just tell you about the quick lineup this weekend. Here we go. We got tomorrow fan club meet and greet at 4 p.m. We will be there. It's going to be awesome. The stream is going to start at 4:30. It's going to go to 6:30.
Correct.
But the event itself starts at 4. They're going to have a raffle where all the proceeds are going to the Jason Taylor Foundation, which I'm going to have more information about that tomorrow.
We'll have all
which
your
is-
gear for sale, so you don't have to pick it up at the tailgate. You can wear it to the game on Sunday.
Yep. We're going to have East 32, Miami Sports Music, DWA gear for sale. It's going to be awesome. And then obviously, the Honorable Solo D will also be there too. And it's going to be it's going to be super
And
fun.
aren't you doing something special for one of our OG listeners and watchers
Yes,
on Sunday?
On Sunday. So, somebody, I don't have all the details. I'm supposed to get all the details tonight. So hopefully I can announce it tomorrow.
Okay.
At the
Whip them up,
Vipers.
Cam. Whip them up, man.
So, the person I was supposed to get up with hasn't gotten back to me yet. It's not me. It's not
maybe,
on
he's,
me.
maybe he's getting cold feet.
Hey.
We'll still take the cupcakes though, chef.
But yeah, so it's gonna be good times, and we're gonna have a great show on Sunday at the tailgate. If you guys want to go to the tailgate right here, if you want to have food and beverage at the tailgate, download the Tail Greeter app to purchase your tickets today. We're located in the Orange East 22 parking lot at Hard Rock Stadium,
Directly underneath the East Orange 22 sign.
Yep,
Row 209.
tailgate starts at 9 a.m. And we'll be live from 10 a.m. to noon, and it'll be a wonderful, amazing show. Shout out to all our sponsors of the show. GreatPlaceToSit.com, Hangry Owls, Vasasor, Broxel, Tail Greeter, obviously, and
Dirty Sportswear.
Dirty Sportswear. We love Dirty Sportswear, and ZSM Sports.
ZSM, Zach.
ZSM Sports. So again, this has been Clock Blockers, the #1 Miami fan morning show, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. We'll see you all tomorrow, 4:30, live up here, 4:00 at Boat Campers in Fort Lauderdale. Peace. Say goodbye, everybody.
Fins up.
All right, fins up.
Fins up.